Not Cool in High School. We are live. Well, I probably try that again because I'm not that mic anymore. We are back. Not Cool in High School
I
podcast.
was gonna say 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't even care.
We're all on.
No one's watching right now.
Yeah. Episode 96. We're gonna talk Mortal Kombat, and he's gonna host that one and dive on through everything Mortal Kombat. We're gonna talk about some things we're into and things we're watching, some pop culture news. But first, let's get into our sponsors. I don't have that prepared at all.
Oh.
What a day.
Post in the chat. Let's all read. I mean, well, 3 of us. We all can't read.
Tree of Life Metaphysical
We all
Shop.
read that Tree of Life, and then we all read the next one. What
Together.
is this?
They are dedicated to providing quality metaphysical and holistic goodies to you. Not only do they have an online presence, but they have a brick and mortar store located in Ringtown, Pennsylvania. They have something for everyone. So stop in, shop online, and see what you can find. Come grow with us. Tree of Life.
We need to put a sound in like.
Yeah, I can
us.
barely make a post on social media. I can't add sound
I
effects.
know, like we need
All
the board drops. Like,
Yeah. This episode is powered by Poddex. Poddex, your unique interview question and episode starting prompt in the palm of your hand. So whether you're new to podcasting, an existing broadcaster, or looking to grow your audience and get more engagement, you're going to want to check out poddex.com. Use offer code IWEP Network for 10% off your first order. And last but not least, Abaddon Tattoo Studio, unique professional experience, nestled in Piedmont, Pennsylvania, and Pottsville, Pennsylvania. They provide high-quality tattoos and piercings in a relaxed, professional, and sterile environment. You can check all that out and much more on our website, iwepnetwork.com. That will take you to all of our merch. We'll take you to our social medias. We'll take you to every show on our network. We have a new show coming soon, which I'll be announcing very, very shortly. So I'm very excited for that. Yeah, brand new show. It's pop culture related too.
Whoa!
So excited for that. Also, we have a Patreon. We have donations you can do. We have merchandise, and we have a Patreon. It's just general support right now. It's $1 or $5, or you can set your own price if you're a baller. We want to thank Kelly from Crystal Mountain Healing. That's you. Tommy Borzerath, Tree of Life Metaphysical Shop, High Written Other Words, Jay Horror, and Austin Blackwell. So that pretty much goes to keeping things like StreamYard going, Adobe Premiere that we use to edit videos, and all that other stuff that is monthly cost to keep this going. That's coming out of Heidi's pocket.
I'm gonna donate, so you have to read my name every time.
Yeah, Heidi got a haircut.
I did.
As you can tell, it's not Ruby Soho sitting next to us for our you wrestling fans. That's Heidi. Heidi chopped all her hair off.
It's me.
That's
Mario.
Heidi Lovelace.
Yeah, Heidi Lovelace. Yeah. Yeah,
Nice
someday
ring to it, actually.
that was actually Ruby's first independent wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh,
Heidi,
was it?
Heidi
Yeah.
Loveface.
Well, it's
Yeah.
so weird. Like, who picks Heidi? Like,
Her
that's a weird name.
her trainer actually.
What's her
Yeah.
real name?
I don't know. That's one wrestler I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know her shoot name.
Yeah.
Like, Heidi's a weird name.
Wanna say-
Gertrude
I wanna say,
Heidi's a weird name to choose. Thanks, Mom.
I want to say Rebecca.
McOuthouse. Like real stupid.
Is it really Ruby?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna look that up real quick.
It's
I know she got the name Ruby, or they wanted her to
Tula?
use Ruby
Dory.
Soho from
Dory?
I knew that. Dory.
Dory.
Dory
Oh,
Elizabeth
Dory.
Prange.
Oh my gosh,
Dory.
that's like
that's awful.
yeah,
It's like
That's
finding
awful.
finding
that's
me out.
like the 50s name, you know?
Yeah.
I'm
With
thinking-
I need a haircut,
Gertrude and Margaret.
Yeah.
And
Dan in the chat.
Johnny.
Thank you, Dan. He says, "What's up?" And I need a haircut.
Dan says my wife's name is
Dan-
Gertrude.
Dan said, "Was up."
Yeah, Dan.
Well, maybe
Hi,
it was.
Dan.
Dan has now been banned from the chat for saying I need a haircut.
But he-
Yes.
All right.
Not doing that.
So let's get into our first news topic. We're gonna go through it real quick because this is going to be a topic on Truth Behind Illusion. We just announced it's not been posted because it hasn't been posted. So we are going to be talking next episode next Tuesday about the Travis Scott concert and all of the conspiracy around it. I'm going to save my opinions for that episode, but all we're going to do now is just kind of just talk about the facts, and there is a little bit of pop culture video game news there as well. So
There's video game news?
Yeah,
Yes.
he did that
Oh.
video game, right?
he was in Fortnite,
right.
Oh.
and they removed either his character or his emote.
Or
that he
skin.
Oh,
did.
they did. They took it all off.
Yeah, they took everything off
That
the
was
game.
fast.
Yeah.
that was good.
Yeah.
So how does that work if you bought it?
I think they refund you the V-Bucks it cost you to buy it.
Amen.
Really?
Yeah.
They
Interesting.
actually take, cause like, you know, when they pull a game down, if you download, you still have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they take it off because they don't want it represented.
Oh,
So like when
Represented.
when they first did
yeah,
the
represent
sorry. When they did the NFL packs,
Yeah.
if you had the old Washington one, they changed it. They just took
Really?
away the old logo and
Oh,
put the
wow.
W there.
That's
and there was nothing you could do about it. Like they're just
Yeah.
it's
Can't do
changed.
anything.
Something else just happened
well, I
recently.
guess it doesn't affect gameplay. So.
Yeah, it's something else that they just got rid of too because it had something negative to it. I just don't remember what it was. But
Bill-
essentially,
Bill Clinton.
yeah, the Bill Clinton scheme. Not,
The
not,
Fortnite in the 90s. We had to remove Bill Clinton and OJ.
yeah. So during this concert, like I said, we'll go into higher detail about it. But essentially, this concert happened over the weekend or
On Saturday. I
yeah,
believe.
Saturday.
I didn't
Sure.
know about it until like 2 days ago or
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah,
I
there
think
was
I
a
heard about
I'm-
yesterday.
I didn't know about it till today, so
Yeah.
I really don't have anything to say.
There's about 50,000 people in attendance during the concert. 8 people were killed, many more injured. So maybe a few more could be not making it from their injuries, like because it was pretty rough. Essentially, what happened is that he went on stage and told everyone to storm the stage, which they did, and people got crushed and fell.
Yeah, like
and,
Black Friday shopping.
and they were all getting slammed together really hard, and people couldn't breathe, and it was getting hot because there was flames being used on stage. It was just everything about the situation was just not good. People started passing out, and when there's 50,000 people all pushing to get closer to a stage, people get stepped on, are suffocated, or all this awful, awful, awful stuff. The crowd was chanting to stop the show. And he did for a moment and said like, "Hey, someone's hurt there." And then other people were saying, "Stop the show," and he didn't. He just kept it going. People came on stage. This is just from what I seen on clips.
Yeah.
I did not see the full concert, so I'm not speaking on anything I didn't see. But someone came out on stage and was like, "Oh my god, like it's getting bad," and the cops are on their way because a cop got injured, and they're just like, "Yo,
No.
you literally broke the venue's
Like a
rules."
cop that was there as
Yeah,
the
playing
cop.
security.
Oh.
Like he got his leg broke because people just
Ugh.
stormed him. Yeah, stormed the stage.
Yikes.
And he said, "I don't care," and then the music stopped, so everyone thought for a second. So if you're on the ground and you're struggling or you're trying to save someone's life, because people were just like who didn't even know CPR were just trying their best to save other people's lives. They stopped the show for like a couple seconds, and he goes, "No, F that, keep this shit going." And then the music hit again, and he
God.
went to another song, and then he started telling everyone to jump, like to get back into the show. He essentially, from what my take on this, just from this show, not talking to the other one, my take is he was trying to be a rock star. He's trying to be like what Ozzy would do, what Green Day would do. Except the difference are, not only are they playing great,
Ozzy's good.
yeah,
That's the difference.
I'm not saying, but Ozzy also, for how much he's performing on stage, people on stage are actually watching the crowd too. And there has been plenty of instances where people are like,
there.
whoa, they're fighting right there. Like it's
Didn't
happened.
Foo Fighters do that? And
Yeah.
he, like, kicked them
Yeah,
out.
Dave
Dave
Grohl-
Grohl
Yeah.
kicked them
Dave
out.
I was gonna
kicked him
say
out.
Green Day. I saw a bunch of clips
Yeah.
about him yelling and like stopping the show
Because
You don't fucking fight in my show. I remember that crap.
you don't fight, you come to dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's even a clip of Kurt Cobain like seeing a girl getting molested in the middle
Oh my
of a, and he stops. He puts his acoustic guitar down and points to him and says, "Out."
Yeah.
And he throws him out.
I didn't see anything, but I just read a couple comments, and somebody said that like people were yelling to stop, and then he didn't, and he brought Drake out, like, and which got people crazy. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
true though, but it got them even more crazy.
I think
than they
the
already were.
overall lesson, not, and it's this. I mean, obviously, it does fall on
Don't
Travis.
go to rap show.
Yeah, it does fall on Travis's shoulders, but it also falls on the fucking people there too.
Yeah.
If someone falls next to you, fucking be a
Yeah.
good person. You know, I just had an incident today.
If they were rushing the stage, I was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't go front row. I don't do that shit.
Oh, I don't go.
No,
above. I like to sit down and watch. the
Yeah,
show.
I'm just sitting.
I'm not trying to get elbowed or trying
Yeah,
to.
and then when you get pushed up,
I'm
against the
elbow
thing
height.
in the
No,
front.
I'm that old person that's like, can I get club seats for this show?
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for, the cushy chair.
I
wanna
actually had
sit.
a small
Yeah.
situation today where I was walking into a place and I dropped my hat, and 16 people walked right by it.
The people are
Aw.
jerks.
And then I realized that was in my pocket, and I turned around and seen where I dropped it, maybe a couple steps away, and every single person behind me seen it fall out of my pocket. And this is not comparing fucking 8 people dying.
Mm-mm,
I'm just
but
showing that people fucking
they're
suck.
dicks,
Yep.
Yeah.
Like not one person was like, "Yo, my guy, you dropped your hat. Just let me go."
Yeah.
And then when I realized it wasn't there, I turned around and looked, and literally a guy like looked at me coming to the hat and like looked at it and just kept walking, not picked it up and handed it to like just so. Even the smallest amount of courtesy,
Yeah.
don't expect humans to have it because people
No,
fucking
they don't.
suck.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that extends to 50,000 people who are self-centered enough to see a concert and see someone fall down, and then you step on them. You fucking suck. If you were at that concert and you were that person, you suck. If you were at that concert and you weren't that person trying to help and do the right thing, they were crowd surfing passed out people to the back of the because they couldn't get them out. There was that many people, 50,000 people. They were crowd surfing people to get them.
What building was it in?
It was some outdoor venue in, I believe, Houston, Texas. I could be wrong about that.
I don't know.
Just don't quote me.
I have no idea.
But
from what
but
told me.
since then, Fortnite has then taken him out of the game. I believe he was arrested after the show, and he's facing possible charges or fines. And I believe he did
Probably
this
manslaughter, right?
I don't think he'll go that far.
No.
Inciting a riot, maybe.
Yeah.
It should 100% be inciting a riot because the Borat movie.
Can they arrest him for bad music too? Is that?
Unfortunately,
I don't think I know any of
I know a couple of his songs.
I'm just gonna assume I hate it.
It's not. Yeah,
You will
You
definitely.
100% hate it. I wouldn't say he. What was I gonna say there? I wouldn't say that. Oh, during the Borat movie. So this is pop culture. When during the last scene of that movie, they were in Texas. If you incite a riot in Texas, it's a felony.
Wow.
Right. So when he went into there, he knew he was going to play like our Bruno or whatever it was.
It was Bruno
because
they did an MMA fight, and at the very end, it turned into the two guys having about to have sex in the middle of the cage in front of a Texas right-wing crowd.
Yeah.
And they almost got a felony for started insinuating a riot in a venue that probably had 200 people in it. He told 50,000 people to rush the stage. Just saying, if you're going to hold up to some standards, he should at least take something for fucking inciting a riot, because he did this before, I believe, at a different show where someone got paralyzed.
But why would you want everyone? Because that means they're going to come onto the stage.
He just wanted them as close as possible. My opinion, I think this rap culture is trying to get more into the rock scene. Like they want to be rock stars.
Yeah.
Like everyone's trying to be that next rock star.
But,
they want like mosh pits and all
they want mosh pit. They want the same energy you would get at a rock show.
Yeah, rather than people just like,
yeah. Because that's literally what just happens. People just kind of stand there and nod. Like you see Green Day and fucking people and that's kind of happening because music is cross-gender, like cross-branding. So like when Lil Wayne started doing rock, and then he would tour Blink-182 and all these bands,
rock,
he would see bands go out there and legit control a crowd and have them do cool shit.
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, we need to bring
some of that doesn't translate though, you know? Like could you imagine crowd surfing at a country concert? No, it just doesn't work.
No. Everything after a country concert, it's just trash all over. Like they're the slot. Like no offense if you're a country fan, but I've been to them and they're just slobs.
It's just 50,000 people kissing their cousins.
He went right wing, go to a country concert.
If you want to hear NFL players drop the N-bomb, go to a concert.
I believe that.
That happened a couple seasons ago for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, they probably think, hey, people from NFL, like, listen to this.
Yeah. So that's the only little bit of news I have there. A new poster dropped that everyone's losing their shit over. The new Spider-Man poster. And everyone's finding stuff in it that
Green Goblin's on it. That's for sure.
Yeah, Green Goblin's 100% on it.
Yeah,
but they're finding
the William Dafoe outside one. We don't know if he's in it, but he would just assume.
Yeah. But they're finding stuff on it that isn't even there.
Well, I seen one. It's stretching a little bit. They're like, this is orange, so that's Juggernaut's coming. No.
There's a horn on the one, so it's Rhino.
Yeah.
It's Mephisto in the bottom corner.
Oh, well, they're bring that back. It's Mephisto.
Yeah, Mephisto's back.
Oh God.
It's just stretching. Literally someone could look at something and be like, I see all these things.
I see Batman and Superman in there. They're gonna cross over.
Spoiler alert for next week's episode on the Travis Scott episode. You're gonna have a lot of that. Just fucking reaching.
It's like Batman and Superman.
I was gonna say, how are they gonna fit? Are they gonna come in and save the
you
day?
Never fucking know.
I wish.
What I've been seeing on TikTok, anything's fucking possible.
TikTok is the
Travis
devil.
Scott had this one scene where
it's for children.
Where's the water boy's mom at?
Where the CGI in the corner flickered and it looked like a bat. So who knows? Anything's fucking possible on the internet today.
I seen
The
Superman with his
devil.
laser eyes.
Yeah.
I like them religious people. And the monster can is 3 slashes. That stands for the Hebrew thing for the devil. I'm like, the monster.
And if you look at it,
it's monster.
If you look
Too
at
much.
it, it's a cross. But if you drink it, it's upside down, bottoms up, and the devil wins.
It's too much for me. I can't.
And then people want me to believe this other shit. Like, I'm like, come on.
Here's the thing. You're on TikTok and you're scrolling through that, or you're liking it, or you're watching it over and over. They will give you more of that. Just like if you watch girls twerking, you're gonna see that more and more and more. Honestly, I'm filled with crystals, witchy shit, hot guys.
Oh, you popped. I don't have TikTok, but I see the reels
on
Instagram.
So,
you popped up on mine the other day. It was like
so
I
transfer I transfer my TikToks to my reels most of the time.
I was like, I know her.
Speaking of that, there's a card today. I said, thick thighs and witchy vibes. I was like,
yeah, I like that.
Yeah. That means the devil.
It probably does. And there's also Harry Potter thing, and it was one of the characters flying, and it says just that whoever does not care about your stick figure family, it was that triangle with the circle in it.
Yeah.
And then there was the character was chasing, which I'm assuming is what's the guy with the black hair, pale guy? He's dead.
Snape.
Yeah,
Snape.
I think it was
Yeah.
him chasing the stick figure family.
Harry Potter was on TV earlier.
Oh, how about that? On
Are we-
TNT?
Are we talking about the symbol of the Deathly Hallows?
Sci-fi.
Yeah, the triangle.
triangle with the circle
and
and
the
the-
line. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
I
on the
guess
back
so.
of the.
Yeah, I know you don't know because you didn't get that far in the
I didn't get
movies.
that far.
I don't know either.
You
It's been
quit
a long
after
time.
2.
I think I only saw 2 or 3.
think
Yeah,
I know a girl
honestly
that got that
stopped.
tattooed right between her boobs.
Oh, nice.
Did she do it for Harry Potter though?
Yeah, she likes Harry Potter. I don't know why it's right here.
I would hope. Does it mean something else besides Harry Potter?
There is
The
something.
devil?
There's Heidi. There's symbolism in everything.
I know.
There is similar to a. It's similar to an alchemy symbol. Yes.
Ah, okay.
Oh, well, she doesn't know.
Okay. It's similar, but I think it's slightly different. I think the line going. Now I'm like since you
Look
said
at my
that.
boobs, look at my boobs.
There's a line I think going through that makes it a little different. But.
Yeah. Any other news that you guys have seen?
Oh, the Eternals came out and people mixed reviews on Eternals. Came out last Friday.
I heard if you're looking for a kiddie Marvel movie, you might not be into it. And if you're looking for, I think the people, most of the adults that I've seen are that are actually fans of the comics. They genuinely like.
Let me
it.
tell you something.
I know nothing. I don't know what it is, but I know Salma Hayek's in it.
I'm a big comic fan, and I know a lot. I couldn't name one fucking Eternal. So this is a deep cut.
Yeah.
This is a real deep cut. That's why I don't think a lot of people aren't going to see it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even want to see
Brad said he fucking loved it.
Anthony went to see it.
it. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about it, but let's see.
Honestly, knew nothing about it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this a chance and see where it goes. It's honestly not that bad of a movie.
Yeah.
Even though I don't know the characters, I will say it's like a 2 hours and almost 40 minutes movie.
Ooh.
It's like I feel like if they're gonna do that, it should be like them and the Avengers type deal.
Oh, they should break it up into 2 parts. I can't
Because it's
possibly
like-
watch a 2-hour movie.
It's like
I don't want it anymore. I was just going to say, can I go to the theater on Thursday and come back next week and watch the rest of it?
all these
Let
Marvel
me
fans who were
pause
like,
it.
I can't watch a 3-hour Batman movie. Just like I gotta skip it.
It was 4 hours. Come on now.
Yeah, that's
Avengers are 3 hours.
Yeah, the
4
Snyder
hours
cut,
is-
right?
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
watched Lord of the Rings Return of the King ever again. It was 4 hours. I said never again.
I like longer movies,
See,
but I'm
I'm
also
one
a
of those-
Scorsese fan
I'm-
also.
Yeah, I'm one of those nuts that I could sit and watch every one of those
Oh.
LOTRs right in a row.
Holy
I
hell.
did it
I could do
once.
it for 24 hours.
Whoa.
If somebody
Not
paid
my
me,
thing.
but-
I did it once. Not my thing.
Yeah, she watched all Lord of the Rings, all the
was
Hobbits,
like a
and
week.
all the Lord of the Rings.
I don't think
Extended-
I didn't do the
Oh, that's
Hobbit.
awesome.
Did I watch the Hobbits? I
Yeah,
don't remember.
You did.
I remember nothing.
The Hobbits are.
I remember.
fun.
I remember that little creepy guy and something about a
Gollum.
ring and a cave.
That was Lord of the Rings.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
The
that-
Hobbits-
That Magneto came
not
and Count Dooku, and they were
I know
fighting
the
each
Hobbit
other.
likes to eat, and that's cool.
So
That's
the
it.
And then
Hobbit
Rudy
movies,
was there, but he never got the football.
So, the Hobbit movies is where the dragon they go to steal the dragon has
Yeah.
all the gems. and-
It's where he
Oh,
finds
okay.
it's where he finds the ring originally. It's kind of the
Okay.
prequel story.
They took an hour and a half and stretched it into
It's so
3
much.
movies.
I can't. It's too much. It's not really my thing. This is a lot.
yeah.
What do you? But you liked Eternals?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I did like the movie. With it being like almost 2 hours and 40 minutes, I would say they kind of like jump back and forth between like backstory and like present day.
Which they kind of have to because nobody knows these
Yeah.
characters.
I feel like, but it would just constantly like jump around.
Oh, to like
It's
too
a
much,
fucking
like
it's a
Pulp
star-studded
Fiction.
cast.
I feel like it should
Yeah,
start.
there's two of the characters from Game of Thrones on it.
Oh.
I mean, Salma Hayek and
Yeah,
Angelina
Salma Hayek. I
Jolie,
just found out.
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie's in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
fucking
Kit
signed-
Harington, I think, is in it.
Yeah, he's
right?
Black
Oh,
Knight.
okay.
Well, Dane
Who
Whitmore.
was the other
Mhm.
one?
The guy who played
I didn't, I'm not caught up on
the
the show.
Stark son, the oldest Stark son. I can't remember.
Yeah,
what his name
Jon
is.
Snow.
No, Jon Snow.
Oh,
Wait, I thought that was
Rob.
Kit
He was- he-
Harington.
Rob.
Rob,
Yeah.
right? Rob Stark.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
Yeah.
His real name.
John. If spoiler alert, if you didn't see Game of
all
Thrones,
good.
was Lyanna's kid.
I only saw
Everyone
season 1 and I
dies.
started season 2 and haven't
That was
finished.
the most lackluster ending.
Yeah,
besides
it was-
True Blood.
The last season was a big
Just
flop.
give everything to HBO to screw up
Yeah.
at the end.
Don't count Showtime. out.
We keep cutting poor Anthony off. Did
Yeah,
you like
sorry.
the movie?
Uh,
We keep getting sidetracked.
yeah, other than like it would jump back and forth, I thought it was fine for what it was. So it's kind of like a prequel movie mixed with like after Endgame type stuff.
Hmm.
So it's like, okay, I'm good with that, like the present day stuff, but they kept jumping back and forth at times, and it was like a little
I
confusing.
was so
So if you
confused.
didn't see like Endgame, you're not going to really understand.
like, yeah, they talk about like Thanos and stuff in it. So it's like you kind of have to see Endgame to understand that, and like Infinity War.
So it does kind of connect with the other ones a little bit.
Yeah, they even talk about like Iron Man and stuff in it, and like one of them knew like Thor as a kid, type deal, because they're so like the Eternals are like really old. Yeah.
They're eternal. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I will say.
Spoiler alert.
There. I feel like people probably heard this. I don't know. I'm gonna say spoiler alert just in case. The post-credit scene, you see, I can't remember who the actor's name is, but you see him get a briefcase type thing, or like a big case, and it has like a sword in it.
Oh,
that's going black.
That's
kind of
Jon Snow.
It's Jon Snow.
Yeah,
and
it's Kit Harington.
He's about to take the sword out of the box, and a voice tells him, "Are you sure you want to do that?" type deal. Someone who does not have a movie yet, but it was announced, is actually, and they confirmed I think the director confirmed it, that Blade shows up and tells him, "Are you sure you want to do that?"
Like Blade.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes, but not Wesley Snipes.
I was gonna say, is it gonna be Wesley
No,
Snipes?
he's still in jail for text.
No, he's out.
I was gonna say
he's out. He
has
was
to be
in
out by
Coming to
now.
America too.
Oh,
He's
I forgot
out.
about that.
The new guy that got to do it looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
Had the biggest crush on him when I was little.
So, as far as I know, Blade and the Black Knight have never even looked at each other. So I don't know what they're going for there.
Yeah. Didn't a lot of people thought maybe Galactus was coming at the one part?
That's what they thought. Yeah.
They kind of hinted like maybe a
I was
Galactus.
thinking of
Was that the end? It
Galactus in
just
a
had
Eternals
there's
movie.
just a sword and that's it, or nothing else happened.
So that character Black Knight, he turns into the character when he receives his sword, right?
The ebony blade.
The ebony.
No, I mean like in the credit, like that's the last of it. Like the
There's no
voice
other-
says, "Don't do it," and then there's a sword and
There's no other post-edit scene.
The other one, so the other one is kind of a spoiler. It's before that. So I'm going to say 3 characters are on the ship. I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to say if anyone dies.
Dun, dun, dun.
People die. Everyone dies.
Hope they all die.
Some magical force, like kind of like something from Thor, starts to appear down the hallway of the ship, and a troll falls out.
Pip the troll.
A troll?
He's a little from Thor.
And he's voiced by Patton Oswalt.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's making this like big announcement saying like, "Oh, let me introduce you to I believe it's Eros."
Yeah. So
Thanos'
he's
brother,
Star Fox. His name is Eros. They're not that Star Fox.
Nintendo crossover.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah, it's Eros, like as in Cupid, but the Roman
so
version.
Eros in Greek
E-R-O-S.
mythology.
So the Eternals,
E-R-O-S,
the
yes.
Eternals are going to meet the Guardians.
I'm so confused.
cool.
I feel like this is like True Blood, where there's just like
Well, you know what's gonna happen? The
all
Eternals
kinds
are
of
gonna
everything.
go away when X-Men and Fantastic Four come because you got to make way for the good stuff.
No, you can't make them go away. That guy put so much work into himself
Because,
just for this movie. I forget what his name is.
Well, I mean, if you don't have the rights to
Kumail?
something,
Yeah, that guy.
Who?
The guy who was in like Stuber and stuff, where he's like super thin, and then he became friends with Batista,
oh
and
yeah,
now
the
he's
guy-
massive.
yeah.
I'm like, you can't cut him out. You have to leave him in the Marvel universe. He did too much work.
Yeah.
Like,
he went from 145 pounds, like 260.
Like,
Yeah.
these were all the
Solid
characters they were gonna use because they couldn't have access to Fantastic Four, X-Men, Wolverine, Deadpool.
Doesn't-
Now that they do,
Realistically,
all right, here's your movie.
we
See you later.
we wouldn't have got a half of the Avengers
I know.
movies that we got if they would have had
we
access.
could
to
get
all
Wolverine 6 right now.
Yeah, but do you think we're gonna get the Deadpool we got before, with it being Disney?
I don't
now?
know about as
I don't know.
hardcore, but
Honestly,
it will be pretty.
you think?
I think it maybe it won't be R, but it'll be like what's the one right below R? Is there between
PG-13
and
or no?
R?
Is that after?
Yeah,
R?
PG-13.
But
I
see,
mean-
that to me would be a letdown because
I'm
the
okay if he-
Deadpools were so red flag trailer.
If he
or
only
whatever.
gets one fuck, I'm okay with that.
Here's the thing.
Oh my
This is not
God.
a shot at Ryan Reynolds. It's not a shot at Deadpool. This is, but like it's not a hard movie to fuck. It's unless you really fucking fuck it up. It's hard to fuck up because all you have to do is just curse and be like and just do everything what everyone wants to see.
Oh, it's easy to fuck it up. It's easy to fuck up a lot of characters.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you keep
You ever see Batman Forever?
Yes.
It's easy to fuck up Batman.
Yes.
But I'm saying is if you keep the character like Deadpool, if you just do that, it's not gonna. I honestly think it'd be cooler to maybe if they don't rely on him being so graphic and vulgar and everything, and just kind of make him a different, like not different, but have to do more like what you would see Daredevil on Deadpool on like the video games or the animated series if you ever show like something like that. Well, like now I'm not saying completely kid him up, but you can still make him funny and make jokes and still cater to a PG-13 audience.
Okay.
they kind of did that with Deadpool 2 with they made it like a sort of like a spin-off version.
The holiday one, right?
Yeah, Once Upon a Deadpool or something. I can't remember the exact title of it, but they literally made Deadpool 2 into a PG-13 movie.
Yeah.
And he's reading I think it's Fred Savage.
Yeah, because he takes over him as what is it, the Princess Bride, where he's the kid reading the book, but it's Deadpool reading him this story that they redid.
You could also do where he shoots people, except blood and like sparkles and unicorns come out because it's Deadpool, and that's what he's seeing because he's insane. But that's what we see too, you know.
Yeah. Any other news?
The Stranger Things store is open. Well, it's now open in LA and New York City.
Stranger Things.
Yeah,
what
Season 4 just came out, right?
What?
Season 4?
Not yet.
No,
the trailer just dropped.
I'm not caught up at all. I think I only saw season 1.
So what exactly is a Stranger Things store?
So they're doing this pop-up store. It's gonna run to like December 5th.
Like the Pop-Up Mo's Tavern.
Kind of, yeah. Basically, like there's a bunch of rooms that this store has. One of the rooms like has a Demogorgon coming out of the wall.
Oh.
Just like that on screen. And each room is kind of like based off of parts of the show. Like there's an Upside Down, if I'm not mistaken, from like the little preview that I saw. There's a part where like you can ride the bike, and they just have different like merchandise depending on what section you go to.
That sounds cool.
And it's definitely going to be an event that's packed. Like
I think I finished
crazy for a
season
month.
1 and maybe half of 2 and then stopped. I have to go back in.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, it's
think
really
we
good.
finished
It's
too.
really worth the watch. I will
is
say
good.
that is one of those that I will sit again and watch, pretty much binge until it's
Mm.
done.
I
'Cause
want
I get so addicted to it.
but I haven't.
And plus, it's like reliving your childhood again if you grew up in the 80s and 90s, you know?
Yeah.
I watched the first season. I'm like, I had that same set of bed sheets. Like, it was right down to that, you know?
We got a comment.
Oh, fuck you guys.
Rick Ridge, I'm on vacation, different time zone. Truth Behind Illusion tonight. No, unfortunately, Tuesday nights that rotates. So tonight, if you see on the banner, Not Cool in High School, we're going to talk pop culture, but come hang out with us. We're going to be talking Mortal Kombat in a bit. We're just kind of getting into recent news, and then we're going to talk about what we're into at the moment or what we watched. Maybe we could recommend for you guys to check out. But thank you for hanging out with us tonight, man. Yeah, well, let's jump in. Does anyone have any news, or we can get into?
Did you see the trailer for 8-Bit Christmas?
Not
Came
yet.
out?
Yeah,
I did. It looks good.
It does look pretty cool. It's what's his name? Doogie Howser.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Yes, he's telling his kid that when he was a kid.
Look how mad Nikolai got when you just
I don't
referenced his name. That's like his boy.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. It's a high mother. I'm just like,
When he was
He like
yeah,
he swallowed hard over there.
he's telling his kid, he's like, the year is 1987 or maybe 1988, but he wants a Nintendo for Christmas. The whole movie is how they want to get a Nintendo for Christmas.
That's cool.
So it's like
But, like,
another Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, it looks all right. It's
Cool.
called 8-Bit Christmas.
I'm
Well,
ready for Christmas.
fuck you. Let's get into.
what do you mean? I thought you'd be excited for the no bake cookies.
I didn't get any
I
last
like
year.
no bake cookies. I like all cookies.
Shout out, Nikolai.
I didn't get any last
Except for
year.
fucking raisins in them.
No, we don't put raisins.
Oh.
I just need to hear it on Xbox. Hey, no bake cookies.
Yeah, I got drunk and demanded no bake cookies.
What is the problem with raisins? Like, I put raisins in, or I put cranberries and dried cranberries.
No,
I like them in certain
raisins are
things.
good and raisins are not.
I like raisins, but I just don't want them in my no bakes.
In your no bakes. What about a regular cookie?
Hey,
Like oatmeal raisin cookies. man.
Yeah, oatmeal raisins.
Because there's a
He
little bit
likes
of
those.
cinnamon in it. Oatmeal raisin and some cinnamon.
did Forza come out
Cinnamon.
today?
Yes.
I believe it did. Is the ninth? Today's the ninth, right?
I pre-downloaded
the
it.
ninth,
I didn't
yes.
get the pledge.
Oh, then you should be able to play it then.
Yeah,
Game
I have
Pass,
it. I
right?
have it pre-ordered,
Yeah.
pre-downloaded. Yeah. But I did. I'm starting Far Cry 6.
Mhm.
I've been playing Fortnite. I've finished the season pass
But
pretty
it's
much
good,
already.
but repetitive. It gets the
Far Cry?
Yeah,
Oh, every Far Cry.
because it's at a certain point, it's the same thing. Go to the tower.
Yep.
Go there. Yeah.
Yep. It's
Like Assassin's Creed. A lot of Ubisofts fall into that.
Yep, it's not gonna break the mold. It's not gonna change your complete respective. If you're into Far Cry, you'll be into it. If you're not into Far Cry, nothing there is gonna make you be like,
Yeah.
I need to play this more.
I like the Neon Blood Dragon. That was awesome.
Yeah. I finally watched something
Oh.
without you.
Porno.
I watched a porno.
Oh, really?
Um,
But it
the
was
Shutter
real-
movie?
But it was real good.
no, I watched
It had a great plot line.
I watched Squid Game.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. I
I saw
watched Squid
a
Game.
couple episodes, but
Essentially what this premise of the show is it's all in
Oh,
Korean.
I was gonna say, do you want me to what I think it is based solely on what I've heard?
those giant squids.
No, it was about Squidward.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
I
Yes.
watched the BTE version of it.
And it's
so-
Squidward fishing for squids,
Yes.
but it's a reality show, but it's cartoon reality show.
Not cartoon.
No, mine's cartoon.
Yeah,
like drawn together.
So the Squid Games is a Korean film. A lot of people didn't like it because they had to read the first time.
I'm out.
So is it a film or a show?
It's a show.
Okay.
But they did change it. Now it's English dubbed, so you can just watch it, and they just.
I don't know. That could be even worse at times if it's a bad dub. You know.
I mean,
I catch myself still reading the subtitles.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think the people who voiced acted did a good job to recreate the emotion of what's going on in the scene. But essentially, these characters are broke. Either they have gambling problems or they have all these different issues where they owe a lot of money to a lot of people, and they're completely desperate. And someone finds out that they're desperate, and then they go into this game. It's kind of like Battle Royale, where the last one standing gets all the money. But instead of
I like to say Steve Austin's Condemned.
Yeah.
And they get more money like after every challenge.
Yeah, after every
Yep.
After every elimination, they get more money. So pretty much the money's there, but every time more people get eliminated. So essentially what they're just trying to do is it's like The Purge meets Battle Royale meets kid games. So the first game they play is red light, green light. And if you get caught on a red light by this thing, you get shot and killed. And people at first thought, oh shit, like he's faking it. And then another person gets shot and they're like, oh, this is real. So then everyone freaks the fuck out. And like the game happens and like half the people are eliminated right off the bat first episode.
Whoa, spoiler alert.
It's pretty crazy. But I mean, that's what everyone's seeing on the internet is the red light, green light scene.
Is that the one with that big doll looking
thing?
Okay.
Then they play tug of war.
I would lose.
Then they
I thought this was a real reality show. Actually.
It's almost filled. It's kind of.
That's not what I thought it was, and then I saw like
it gets crazy because there's a part where
I thought it was like Survivor.
Yeah, there's a part where people are like, well, we want to quit, and they're like, well, if you quit, you die. And then the guy's like, whoa, the contract that you made us all sign said that if a majority votes, we can all leave. And they're like, technically, you're right. So they all voted to leave, and they all go home. And then pretty much they go back to their world sucking, and then all of a sudden the card shows up again. And they're like, you have another chance to come back. You want to make that money? And then everyone comes back. All but like 12 people come back, like out of like 200 something. Like, so they come back to like 180 out of 400 after the first elimination. But it's pretty intense. It's crazy. There's some cool little twists and turns.
Did you watch the subtitles or the dub version?
If you click on it now, it's only the dub version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
but it put subtitles on there.
They put subtitles there. I honestly enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a good show. I'd recommend it. I thought it was fun. Yeah. What'd you think?
It's gonna be no for me, dog.
Squid Games, honestly, I thought it was pretty good. The first 3 episodes were a little bit slow, except like when they actually did the first game.
The games, yeah.
Yeah.
The games are intense.
Yeah. Like one of the, like they have to cut a shape out of honeycomb type stuff. They
and
get
if the honeycomb cracks, you die.
If you break the symbol, even like the tiniest bit that's not supposed to be broken, you get killed on the spot.
It's like a welding test.
So imagine like all of us sitting around a room and you have to do this puzzle or this task and you fuck up, and like I'm sitting here and you're here and you fuck up, they just come up with a gun and fucking put it to your and blow your fucking brains out.
But like no warning, no nothing. They're just like,
why not just kill everybody at once?
And then we wonder why our society is so cruel.
If you're going to slowly kill everyone, just kill everyone at once, get over with. I could write the show in 1 episode.
But
all the people come, they just kill them all.
The point is they want you to
somebody's gotta win.
It's like
no, they don't.
They want you to pass.
They don't want you to
They
win.
want you to go to the next round.
No, they don't. They want to kill people.
They want you to turn on other people.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Well, that comes into play
it's
later
like
too.
a what do they call that? It's like a test to see.
Yeah. So it's pretty much like a social experiment gone wrong. Yeah. So one part a guy kills somebody and they're like, yo, he just killed somebody. And they're just like, another player eliminated. And then they're all like, now go to sleep, everybody, knowing that when they turn the lights off, it's just going to be bedlam and people are going to start killing each other because like they don't have to play the game. And if you can kill somebody in your sleep, so then like now you're sleeping at night and you're like fucking terrified to go to bed.
Yeah.
Because now the rules of the game is you can cheat, you can kill somebody.
Everyone.
Yeah, it's fucking it gets really intense. It's fucking the tug of war. They're on these giant like 100 feet in the air, and you pull the other team off.
So this is what Mojo makes the X-Men do when they go to Mojoverse.
Yeah,
which came out in the 80s.
So
yeah, but it's a little bit more funny when it's a charismatic bad guy.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. It's a fun show.
Mojo's whole deal is well to get ratings, but then he wants to kill the X-Men too. So like
Mojo.
Yeah.
Well, something may happen at the end, so you have to stay tuned.
I don't think Mojo's in it.
It got well, yeah, he's on it, but it got greenlit for season 2, so it's coming.
Everyone's talking about it. So
I hope they kill Tiger King in it.
He's coming back for season
Celebrity
2.
edition.
How can he be coming back for season 2? He's in jail.
It ain't gonna be as popular as it was.
They're filming it
because not everyone's trapped in their house.
Oh dear God!
Listen, people are bored enough to fucking
Carol Baskins
to find stuff out of nothing. They'll have fun with it.
Yeah, those people ain't gonna watch
I didn't
that.
watch it. I watched like 5 seconds.
Oh God!
I refuse to watch that bullshit.
It was so sad actually watching.
I saw the
seeing
tigers in the cage and I gave up.
No,
no.
I'd rather stare at the wall.
I was super fast.
For whatever amount of time the show is, I will stare at the wall. Like Kingpin in Daredevil. I would stare at that wall.
And it was so fucking fascinating. I like when the person
gets, the wall.
When the person gets their arm ripped off by a tiger, and like instead of worrying about this poor person getting their arm ripped off, he runs to his trailer to put on his EMT jacket because he has like a special jacket for the event. Yeah. And then he's sitting there smoking.
There is a doppelganger that looks exactly like him that goes up in I think it was New York, up in Times Square, and has like the little stuffy tigers and it looks
makes money off it.
Yeah,
with
a knee brace, and a weirdo haircut.
He's also in Vegas. I met him.
Unless it's a different one.
Did you meet him?
Yeah.
He sells licenses to people like the Naked Cowboy or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he does. There's a guy in Vegas and
just like in National Lampoon's Vegas Vacation.
Because I went up to him, I go,
"You're Joe or you're Nicka Papa Giorgio or something."
Because I went up to him and I was like, "You better get that goddamn bitch Carol Baskins." And he's just like, "You look good enough to be my next husband."
I would be like, oh, let's get out of here. And I hope so he gets mugged.
Pretty funny. All right.
Wait, no, I might have said this last time. I can't remember, but
yeah, you did next time. No, next time.
The Army of Thieves. It's like the prequel to
Army of the Dead.
Yeah, I always say the wrong.
Did you watch it?
I started to watch it and then I turned it off.
And what's this on?
No,
Netflix.
On Netflix. I'll have to check it out.
It's the thieves. It's like the lock guy.
Yeah, the guy who picks the locks in Army of Thieves. He has his own movie now. I've not seen it yet, but
it's on
I
my
hear
list.
good things.
I'm gonna watch
Army of Dead was awesome.
I really did.
It was a really good time.
Yeah,
I would hope you liked it.
I mean, you could work on a movie and hate it.
Yeah, but it would suck. I would hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, but
he hated Santa Fe.
Santa Fe? Santa Fe, you mean?
Yeah. Well, that too.
He said
Santa Fe was the smallest airport I've ever been in my life. Though, I will say that.
He's like the scummy ass airport. I will never be caught dead. I'm joking. He didn't say any of that. Heidi, what have you been watching, reading into?
Oh, okay, I'm still reading The Godfather.
Ugh.
I'm almost done.
And in 5 years, you still reading it.
I'm almost done.
Not there's a lack of intelligence.
I've been watching a lot of like weird, random like shows. Like, I probably shouldn't be watching these shows because I think they're like teen shows.
Oh
like,
gosh, like what are you watching?
But they're just like I get sucked into the drama.
I watched Riverdale for a long time.
Yeah.
So
but then I missed like an episode. Now I'm just like
Sabrina's gonna show up this season. I will watch that
Head
episode.
of Class. I binged it in like 2 days. It's like a reboot though, off of like an older 80s or 90s show. I think. It was pretty cute. Like it's a good feel good teen show.
Yeah.
And today I started this one called Tagged. It's like Pretty Little Liars meets something else. There's like a secret person sending them like videos and texts, like tagging them in videos of stuff happening, and it's like, meet me here, or I'm going to tell your secret, and blah blah, and
blackmail.
Instead of going to a responsible and adult, they just get kidnapped or whatever. I only saw like 2 episodes of that today though. I started White Lotus, but I only watched 1 episode. That's on HBO. It seems okay. It's like all these people go to the resort. I don't know. She's not, at least not yet.
No. Okay.
It's I can't even remember who's in it. But it's like these people in a resort, and it's like they go, you see all the different people and what's going on in their lives and why they're there and all these things. I didn't get too far into it yet, but I heard it's really good. So and then I watched the cheesy movie this morning, Love Hard. It just came out on Netflix. It's like a cheesy
Love Hard?
Yeah. Because she talked about Die Hard in the movie.
Oh.
It's the best.
No, because the guy's hard the whole movie. That's the thing. He took too much
porn on the mind over there.
Too much Blue Chew, and he's hard for 78 hours.
Like Christmas, like love movie.
It's Christmas. Yeah, but he has a hard on.
He's got a hard on.
Yeah, so it's not a Hallmark movie then.
No, it's Netflix.
But
it's all her whole thing is she likes Die Hard, so that's why they named that. But it was cute. It was all right. It gave me the feels a little this morning, and then I moved on to this tag show. That's really all I got.
Hey, Big Mouth season 5 came out. I didn't watch it yet though. I think it's season 5.
I started watching it. I'm almost done.
Oh, really? How was it? Good?
I will say every episode I watch, I'm like, how the hell is this a show? But it doesn't stop me from watching it either. I'm like,
just keep watching.
Can you tell the difference between the girl that talks like this because she got a new voice actor, the little black girl that was dating?
Oh no.
So they had some controversy where they're like, a white little girl can't voice a black girl, even though she's half and half.
She's biracial.
Yeah, biracial. Yeah,
I'll help you out.
Yeah. Well, anyway. So
they made a problem out of that?
Isn't
they make a problem out of everything?
Yeah, isn't
today.
a black girl voice singer just as wrong as a white girl voice singer?
The guy who voiced Cleveland stepped away. The guy who voiced Apu stepped away. The girl who voiced her stepped away.
Yeah, there was
a whole bunch of voice actors who were voicing characters of a different race.
Yeah, but I could see if you're a different race, but if she's mixed,
yeah.
She said she felt that she didn't feel comfortable doing the voice because of everyone else stepping away, and I think she said
I don't think the show wanted her to leave, right?
Yeah, no one wanted to leave.
She was I liked her character.
I think people I think her I could be wrong, don't quote me, but I believe she said like she's with everything going on and she's more identifiable with her white culture than her black culture. She felt like she wasn't portraying the character as good as she could have or something. It's just this culture we have today.
No, it's terrible.
People
the character is very good.
Yeah, the character. I think the whole show. I mean,
I forget her name.
If you're taking anything in that
Is it
show
Missy?
serious, it's just kind of
no, is it Missy?
Yeah, I think so.
yeah. Like I said, if they change it and it makes no bearing or change on my life, so
I wonder who her new voice actor sounds.
I'm not sure.
I'll watch that. We watched it at the beach. It was so.
But didn't the new voice actor just try to recreate exactly what she did anyway?
Probably.
I was gonna say I couldn't tell the difference.
I would say
feel like you need
please
to, right?
get as close as you can because why would the character be having a different voice all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Unless she got puberty.
Meg Griffin's original voice different.
Was it?
Yeah.
It wasn't Mila Kunis?
It
It
Mila
was
Kunis.
Lacey Chabert, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So halfway through like season 1, Meg's voice just changes.
Oh wow.
I didn't know that.
Or in season 2, her voice is different. Same with Chris. Chris's voice is different after.
I feel like I
It's not
noticed the
Seth
voices
Rogen?
were
It's
different.
It was still Seth, but he changed his voice.
Oh, that's okay.
What's
his puberty.
What's his name in The Office? Changed his voice after season 1. Kevin.
Really?
Kevin talked different in season 1.
I don't know. I feel like that happens a lot though.
Yeah, I mean,
like after the first season until they like
because you're kind
get
of
the
finding,
bearings and stuff and find.
And didn't the first office season only have 6 episodes or something?
Yeah,
like
because
that?
they didn't know how long it was.
Sure.
Yeah, it was like a pilot season, if you will.
Yeah. All right. What have you been watching?
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't watch anything much. I finished You a while ago.
Yeah, I finished
Me and you
that.
didn't get to talk. Oh yeah, that was. That's a
I forgot about
screwed up
that.
show.
Oh,
Ain't nobody fixing Joe. That's all I'm gonna say. Ain't nobody fixing that
He's a stalker.
stalker.
Stalker slash murderer.
But he's so hot, right?
No, he's creepy.
No.
I didn't like him in Gossip Girl either.
Is he in good shape at least? I don't
No.
I don't know anything about the show.
He looks like a creeper.
He's a
Yeah.
stalker.
He plays a good stalker.
Like at first, the first season, you're kind of rooting for him because he's after this girl that's with like a cliquey, snobby, stuck-up friend group, and it's like
accidentally kill people. Too.
yeah, he kills one of her best friends, and
Yeah.
it's
Doing
like,
it for
I was
her
like,
best interest.
yeah, during that
What he
moment
thinks
in
is
time.
her best interest.
He's doing it for her.
Best interest. Did you watch it?
I haven't seen the new season, but I've seen.
I won't say much about the news. I was kind of disappointed with the ending in the new season.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, but I'm not surprised.
you're not surprised, no.
I was a
So,
little disappointed.
I was
but
really hoping it. I don't know. I was really hoping it was going to go the way, like, until he kind of flipped it around. I was like, damn it, love.
I was gonna say I was very excited at the end of season 2 for the team up between him and Love. It's like
Oh, that just falls apart.
What?
They're
that
both-
makes me
What is
sad.
her name
I
is
really
Love.
like her.
Netflix.
I didn't.
Oh,
You're gonna
okay.
really hate the ending like I do. then.
Great.
Yeah, I was upset about it, but
Yeah.
I expected it.
Yeah, yeah. And then the two locked in the cage at the bakery. And she shoots the husband. I can't remember her name now.
I don't remember. Either.
And he's
Something
like the
weird.
ultimate douchebag California guy.
Oh my god, yeah,
Oh,
Oh, boy.
oh, that was it's a good show though.
it's good.
It keeps you on your toes at least.
Yeah, because there's always something weird going
There's
on.
always something.
I've never even heard of it.
He's a stalker. Like
a
he gets like he sees somebody and be like, "Oh, she's beautiful. She
And he-
loves me.
he-
She's
He
made for
goes
me."
through all their socials and then
Oh, he's
stalks
a
outside
creep.
their house and ends up killing like any kind of love interest that she might have until
He
she
does a
gets in.
lot of research.
Yes. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but wouldn't you notice? Maybe not. You wouldn't
I'm
pick up
sorry.
that this guy is magically saying all of the things that you like,
Yeah, that's a little. Yeah.
like, and
Unless
just
you're
he just
an
happens to
idiot.
be
No.
Sorry, and I
everywhere.
guess
It
I'm-
depends because, like in the first season, her boyfriend wasn't so great.
Yeah.
And he's the guy that
Back.
the good thing that appeared out of
Stupid
nowhere.
bag. She's dumb.
Yeah,
but it's just
she
weird.
That's how you do it. That's how
dumb
you
in
do it.
She was dumb in the end.
Like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day when he asked that girl all the info, and then next day he comes back and like, "Hey, are you so and so from high school? You remember this? Remember that?" Then he bangs her.
It's just he's just weird and jerking off in the parking lot.
Whoa!
He's weird.
Sounds like someone we know.
I mean, he covered it up quite well to the the police officers. He's like, oh, I got a wife and kid at home. I get no privacy. Like, oh wow, nice save there, Joe.
Everyone falls for it. Like he's just, I don't know. Like he's not. I could see if he was this like really hot guy and be like, oh shit, okay, but he's not. He's like creepy.
If he
like he looks creepy.
Yeah.
He looks like a creeper.
Oh, like the Lonely Island video, the creep.
Yes.
If he would have kept, that's all right. If he would have just kept the low profile, not kept his box of goodies there from the
yeah. He keeps like souvenirs, like where, and it's so weird.
Anthony, what do you got?
Boy,
we're at 48 minutes. I'm just trying to get.
Sorry. Yeah,
that's all right. This is on me too. I was talking too long about the other stuff.
So I haven't, other than watching Eternals, which before I move on to the other thing that I did, with the post credit or the end credit scene, I should say, where it was arrows. It was very surprising to see who it was. I'm not mad. I don't know if I'm happy or not. It's Harry Styles.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like, okay, I'll give him a shot. Let's see what happens with that. But the thing that I actually been doing lately has been playing the new Mario Party Superstars.
I want to get it so bad.
It's really fun. If you played any of the N64 games or the GameCube games, it's basically playing like all those different mini games.
It was too easy to cheat on the other one. Every time I played my buddy Alex, I rarely lost because all I would do was just save up my coins. I would I get max gold pipes, win all the games because it doesn't matter if you win the game or not. You're still getting almost enough every game to buy a star. So then I would just play strategy to get close to the star or wait till another person would do it. I would play the friend system. So every time I had a chance to buy a friend, I would, so I can move the board faster. It was just so easy to exploit. The last Mario Party was just too like this one. Now they balance the game better from what I was told.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. They brought like all the maps are based on the N64 ones. I think there's even some from like maybe even the mini games at least from up to the Wii generation.
And it's not motion controlled anymore, so you can actually play it with a controller.
Yeah, that's smart.
I will say some of the maps are a little weird. You think like how you mentioned the golden pipe, like you think that'd be like in every map. There are certain maps you can't use those.
Oh yeah.
But there is an item I do like. It's I think it's the chomp call, and what you can do is basically it will move the star away. But most of the time, every time I've used it, for the most part, it would be like a couple spaces in front of me. So it would benefit me.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was doing. I would just cheat. Not cheat, but I would exploit the game.
Yeah. A lot of people said like even the items in the store to use stuff in it, it was very cheap to get things. Like the chomp call to move the star was 6 coins. It's like, I feel like that should be like a 10 to 15 coin thing.
A gold pipe was like 10 coins or something, like something silly.
Yeah, it was like I think at most it was like 12 to 15 in this one.
If you won 3 games in the whole time, you just dominated.
Yeah,
like the other Mario Party it was a scumbag game because like I would win every fucking game. I moved the most fucking steps. I did everything, and I couldn't get I'd have like a 1-star lead, and she would just fucking be terrible. And they're like, "We're gonna give bonus stars."
Not terrible.
Who didn't move the most spaces? Star. Who lost every game? Star. Who fucking come from behind? Star. And she would win the game doing nothing. The one for the Wii.
Win the game because I'm good.
Bullshit.
I've been playing Mario Party since N64, so I have no idea even what's going on.
Yeah,
I don't remember anything.
Anything else?
Other than that, I've been listening to Daughtry's new CD.
How's that?
It's pretty good. I would say it's probably my favorite right now.
Okay.
We don't really talk about music much. That's good.
Yeah, I want to start getting an album in or something.
I refrain from talking about music
because we're very different.
The whole point of the show is to bring a new light outside. If you talk about heavy metal,
I'll get mad.
You can talk about your heavy metal music
because I say like this: I don't want to hear about yours. I won't tell you about mine.
Okay.
That's the trade-off.
So you can talk religion and politics with Andy, just not music.
Yeah.
Everyone has a bugaboo. Yeah.
Bugaboo.
That's Andy's red tape is music.
Yeah.
Anything else is on the table.
Andy's very honestly. I mean, besides food, which I can understand because you're eating it. If you don't like it, don't try it. But besides food and music, that's his only two nuts he won't crack. Like,
why not food?
He
What
doesn't
do you
like
mean?
ranch
like certain foods, there's like not even a
Well, I
taste.
hate it. I hate mayonnaise.
Yeah.
and mayonnaise.
Yeah.
And you hate ranch?
Yeah, because that's the cousin of mayonnaise.
It's the cousin of mayonnaise.
Yeah, it's just mayonnaise with spices.
No, it's sour cream with spices.
No, the sour cream is like mayonnaise with missing something.
Mayonnaise
It's
is
all
just
horrible.
So
eggs.
you don't do sour cream either.
No.
Wow.
And no salad dressing and no vinegar.
None.
And
You
no
eat
milk.
salad bare.
I don't
like,
eat salad.
Oh, I was gonna say you just eat lettuce and
Yeah, I don't
veggies
really-
and no dressing.
I go to salad bar. It's like chickpeas, the meat, the bacon bits. And that's it.
I like
And cheese.
Chickpeas
And-
are good. Do you
It's
ever
like all
have
the-
dried chickpeas?
Yeah, they're pretty good. I like
They're good.
chickpeas.
He don't like milk either.
Yeah, I don't like milk.
Loves cereal.
Milk's terrible.
He eats the cereal by the handful.
Out of the box.
I mean, do you?
It's
Well,
so crazy.
I like
to me.
everything. Though. It's
Ah.
weird.
I will fuck up a bowl of cereal and a gallon of milk.
I
Yeah,
don't know what
me
stuff
too.
you won't eat though. Like
Of course.
if it even looks funny.
That's
or
why I
not,
don't-
try
I've
it.
gotten so low
Yeah.
to the point of if I have no milk, I'll use water with.
No.
it. I won't. I won't. I won't do
Oh,
the. I won't do
no.
the just dry cereal.
Oh,
You are a scumbag.
Even Anthony was like, no.
I did that at the office
That's
one
when
day.
I'm
I'm like,
walking to the
shit, I
store,
forgot
I'm
my
getting
milk. Here we go with
That's when
water.
I'm eating something else.
I've
when I'm
thrown
at the
away a
store.
bowl of cereal because it was no milk.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no, 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 no.
Why don't you just
Don't
put
waste
it back?
that.
Why do you put
Fuck,
it back?
I was angry.
Oh my
Favorite
God.
cereal.
You check for the milk first.
Oh
Ooh,
man,
that's
live
hard.
cinnamon.
I like little kid cereal.
Like what? Captain Crunch.
I
Lucky
eat Captain
Charms?
Crunch
Yeah,
berries.
Fruity Pebbles,
Oh,
Frankenberry
yeah.
and Blueberry.
I had the Fruity Pebbles coffee creamer. That was really good a
Oh.
couple months ago.
Yeah, I like it, but it's a little too much. Like I think. when you
Yeah.
Finger coffee. Also, the multi-meal blueberry toast crunch is awesome.
I just
Yeah.
got apple cinnamon or something. Cinnamon toast, apple cinnamon.
Apple
toast
pie.
crunch.
Yeah, and there's sugar cookie too, which changes them back.
Oh, I had that too. That
I
was
have to
good.
try
Oh, and you
that.
have Chips
Yeah.
Ahoy.
It's almost
Ooh,
good.
That's
I
good.
Oreo always is good cereal, but you will shit tar.
I don't like the
ate like a
Oreos.
whole
You had to say this while I'm thinking.
I ate a whole box of that, and I was shitting tar. Like my shit was as black as your shirt.
God.
I thought I was dying. I was
I
like,
like the kid cereal though too. I like everything.
Yeah.
I even like those smacks, the ones that.
Honey
don't
Smacks?
taste-
yeah.
I don't
Honey
care for
Smacks.
them.
if you're watching this live or you're commenting later, comment
your
your
cereal?
favorite
Dude,
cereal.
cereal.
I want to know your
Let's
favorite
do a
cereal.
cereal episode.
I'm a Reese's peanut butter puff.
We did a
girl.
fast
They're
food
good.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
We did a fast food episode.
I know, let's
the
do a
Reese's
cereal
peanut butter
one.
puffs are very good.
We
They're
cannot
good.
do food things until I get enough money to buy all of us kill switches for the microphones.
Oh, what do you mean? There's a mute button right here.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Oh, that's right. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
yeah, it doesn't.
Oh,
That was actually a
that's
good call
right.
about you bringing that up though, because I didn't even know that was a thing. And then
Oh,
I
yeah.
found like
Conrad does it. That's
I literally found a 1 foot thing. So what I would do is just put the 1 foot thing in,
yeah. You just
put the kill switch here, and then plug this into the other.
Yeah, like if you're gonna
you
yawn or
just
something
hit a
or
button if
sneeze.
you want to mute it.
Yeah.
But it's gonna cost me like $50 to get 6 of them.
yeah. I keep that old lady smoking a cigarette cough.
Nikolai, what are you into?
Big Mouth.
finished
I
Uh,
thought you were gonna say Big Mac for a second. I was
no,
so
not Big
excited.
Mac.
Coach Dave.
But besides that, am continuing to read Lock and Key since I finished season 2.
You're
Oh,
reading?
how was Lock and Key season 2?
I really liked season 2.
Yeah.
Some people don't. And I can understand why,
Mhm.
but the comics are way different.
Mhm.
So
Oh.
I also like the show a bit better than the comics because
Yeah.
the comics are more adult.
Okay.
It seems like
Yeah.
like at one point in it they're talking about like the one character needs to go in and visit a glory hole in the bathroom to get a trip from this trucker, and then he ends up just killing everybody and stuff. So I'm like, I mean that part's fine, but like I don't know, I kind of
So
prefer
people
the
die?
Netflix version.
Yeah.
Yes, there are people that die in both versions.
I didn't know what the show was
Um,
about. I mean,
So
It's actually really neat. Go ahead.
yeah,
Nikolai.
it's about this family who moved back to their place called Lovecraft. It was like a family house. It's like a mansion kind of deal. And the youngest of the 3 siblings, Bodhi, he ends up like exploring the house and stuff and finding these keys that whisper to them. And one of the keys is like the ghost key. You stick the key in a specific door in the house, and when you walk through, your body hits the floor and you float around as a ghost.
That's fun.
And they can go to the graveyard and stuff, but they're only allowed to like fly around on the property. But then there's a key that like lights things on fire.
The face key.
There's a face key that like allows you to change what you look like. There's a whole bunch.
And it's the key that goes to the kid's head.
Yeah. There's the head key.
That's the end of the first book.
That's the one key I wish I had.
Yeah.
Like, you turn the key, throw all the books in that I want to read, and that way I don't actually have to read them. You could throw the Godfather in there, and
you just know.
You just know it.
Yeah.
Like Neo, I want all of that in here.
And then my head explodes because there's too much.
But the head key is actually an interesting thing too, because it's like not only can you throw stuff in and get smarter with things, you can go in and like the one Kenzie's one memory spot for her dad is a candy store. So when she goes in and she looks through the different drawers and stuff, she sees all the memories.
Can you like take out stuff?
You can take stuff out. So she took her fear out and let it loose into the world.
Oh shit. Oh, so whatever you take out goes into the world.
Oh yeah. It's not.
It has consequences.
Yeah. But it's a really cool concept. And it's written by Joe Hill, who's Stephen King's son.
Yeah.
And the art's very good too.
Yeah.
I forget the artist.
So
just a nice hardcover. I think it's leather bound too. Of all of like what books 1 through 6.
I think so.
It's like $120, but it's really nice.
And now
is he part of the show? Like, is he part?
Joe Hill?
No. He
well,
like not really in it.
No,
he's not in
it,
it.
But
like
part of like.
I'm sure he has some
hand
in different things for it. But they're supposed to come out with a book early next year that kind of dives more into the Locke's family background, and like they talk about like them in World War II using the keys and different things. So I'm kind of curious.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
The first would have been the first 5 or 6 issues were really good. I think I might start the second.
So
volume.
In season 2, this isn't a spoiler in any way. They look at like the family history, and the point that they really focus on in this is the American Revolution. And that's not in the comics anywhere that I've seen so far. And that kind of bums me out because I really like the American Revolution and that kind of like aesthetic of to be put into a show. So I was really excited that the show brought this element in, and now I'm sad that the comics is not. So we'll see what comes up for season 3, but they are greenlit for it, so there will be
for season 3.
Yes,
it is really good. I gotta read that. I want to watch it too. It's on my to-do list. My to-do list is very long. Yeah, so I always feel like I have no time. What's the crystal to give you time? Because I feel like I have none.
I need the sex one and the time one. And
I just want
it's
time.
the green one.
You just want time one.
Yeah.
I want to get the sex crystal and put it underneath their bed.
Well, it kind of looks like a sex crystal right there.
Yeah, it's a little phallic.
Oh my god!
Stop! You're gonna get us canceled.
So I read Dark Knights of Steel.
You can't jerk a crystal off on camera?
I'm sure you can.
I don't know.
I
Hey, you might
guess
be
it
able to start
depends on the
OnlyFans.
I don't know
crystal.
the way you two are feeling them up there. I feel like sliding it down here. You're giving it too much love or something.
Start an OnlyFans.
Hey, you gave it
might
to
make
them.
some money.
Whatever they want to do.
Whatever.
Oh, I thought you said you're supposed to rub them. Aren't you supposed to do that?
Oh man.
Anyway, yeah. What are you into, Andy?
Hello.
I read Dark Knights of Steel. It's the first issue of written by Tom Taylor. I forget who the art. The art's very good. It's DC Elseworlds. If it's Game of Thrones means DC, so it's a different world.
Oh.
Throw out what you know. Fuck what your mother told you. I'm gonna spoil it because probably no one's gonna read it. I want to tell you this because I hope people read it because it's a 1 of 12 issues. Tom Taylor's really good. It starts on Krypton. Krypton's blowing up, and Superman's parents are there. I'm like, we have to do it. We have to get out of here. You know, they have the baby, and it's like, you think you know what's gonna happen, except then it shows Earth, and the rocket crashes, and it's all of them that come out: mom, dad, and the baby. And then you see all these people on horseback, and they're like, "Who's this guy? What's going on?" Like because they just crashed. He's like, "No, don't," because they're all drawing the bows, and they go to kill him. But then his powers start, and he kills all the guys. And then Jor-El and what's his wife, Linda? I forget.
Martha.
No, it's not Martha. Not the human parents.
Yeah.
Anyway, they become kings of the land. They rule the land, and then it fast forward 17 years, and Batman's like their head knight, and Superman's like learning to be a knight, and like all the DC people slowly start popping up.
It's kind of dope. I like when they take the story and change it.
Yeah, they really change it. And then there's a banshee loose in town. Can you guess who that is? A banshee.
Joker.
Black Canary.
Huh?
Yeah, Black Canary.
Oh, Black Canary.
Yeah.
Good call.
So Batman goes to get the banshee, and then she blah 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 blah. She yells. He's like, "Oh!" She's like, "Why aren't you dead?" He's like, "I don't know." And she's like, no one subscribes or lives past the screen or whatever, blah, blah, blah. He goes back and he's like telling the Jor-El, it's like, I didn't die. I don't know what happened, blah, blah, blah. And then you fast forward a little bit, more stuff happens. And then you find out Jor-El is Batman's dad. And he was adopted because he's the bastard like Jon Snow. And they keep saying, you're the bastard son. So Batman and Superman have powers, Dark Knights of Steel. And in the beginning, it's cool. There's the rival continent is run by Black Lightning. And he gets Constantine, finds Constantine. Constantine's going nuts. And he's saying, like, they're coming to get him. The Green Man's coming. He's going to kill everybody. The Green Man.
Riddler.
Green Lantern. No,
Yeah.
come on. Riddler's going to come kill everybody? Come on.
I almost thought Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, that's what I thought, too. But
I got real mad at you for a second.
I mean, fuck, yeah. The Riddler ain't going to kill anyone. Yeah. But then you see, at the end of the book, when Batman finds out. Yeah. Even the Elseworld. When Batman finds out that he has powers, he's a Krypton, half Kryptonian, whatever. You see Green Arrow in the woods, but they don't say his name. And you see the Green Man's hand, and he has the ring, and he charges it up, and he says, "Here, I hope your aim is true," or whatever. He's like, "Don't question my aim." And he shoots the arrow, and it flies, and it hits Jor-El right in the eye and kills him. And that's how the first issue ends.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'll look into that. Here's a question for you. On Fortnite, a skin came up.
Mhm.
The man who laughs, the man who laughs last, or something.
The Batman who laughs.
With the Batman Joker looking thing with the skull.
Yeah.
What is that
Dark
comic
Knights.
and what is that premise?
It's Batman goes insane in this other world, and when he kills the Joker, and then he becomes a Batman who laughs.
So that's legit Batman, but he
In that
takes on the persona
universe,
of Joker.
yes.
And then he has like Robins
And then
as
he's
demons.
both, yeah, because they can turn Batman's. It's the what's it called? Death Metal? No.
Oh, that's the heavy metal comics.
Yeah, that was before Death Metal. Something.
Okay.
DC Metal Knights or something like that.
Was it good? Was it good?
I didn't really care for
What
it.
was the other one called? The Steel. What was that one?
Dark
called?
Knights of Steel. The first issue came out last week.
Is
and
that the
12 issues
one?
coming out?
I saw a special edition of one of them coming out. I'm not sure if this is it or not, but it's Joker riding a horse and he's like a jester.
Yeah. Harley Quinn's a jester and she's in it too. Not everyone popped up yet, which is pretty cool. They slowly introduce DC people, and sometimes they don't say their name. You kind of got to guess how they act. But they have alternate or variants where it's character sheets from D&D, and it says like their strength and wisdom.
Oh, that's cool.
That's really cool. But the Batman one's already $50. I'm like, I guess I can get that right now.
All right. Well, let's get into our topic.
Mhm.
We're already an hour in.
Oh
but
my god!
Listen, we're bi-weekly, so if we give him a little bit longer of an episode, I'm not really stressing it.
I mean, I don't know if I can get through it now.
Is it longer than an hour?
I don't know. Let me see.
Well, fuck. Listen, if we go longer, we go longer. It's
I could
it's
just
only
cut
8
it
o'clock.
off at a certain point.
No,
Not really.
Just roll. Just roll.
Okay.
Dive right in.
Someone says they're in love with toxic attraction. We're talking.
Somebody comment? Is someone commenting?
No, that was a thing on mine.
Oh.
We're gonna talk Mortal Kombat here, baby.
Woo.
Mortal Kombat. Someone do the music. Cue the music right there. So let me just start off by I'll say it here for what I wrote.
I wanted to rewatch the movie, like the old ones. I didn't have time.
First one good, second one sucks.
Yes.
New one's pretty good, and there's that mini series that someone made like 2005ish, where 1 week, like there are 15-minute episodes. It was really good. There's like realistic.
That kind of
Live?
like revamped.
Live
yeah,
action?
it was live action, and then I think they wanted to get a movie, but no one wanted to put money there because there was no games at the time, so it was like a down pointer,
Yeah.
and never
I'll
took
have to
off.
look for
There you
that.
go. James Barrett in the chat says, "Get over here."
Yes, so everyone knows that.
Test your might.
Or finish him, or dun dun dun, and fatality.
Fatality. Yeah.
Scorpion wins.
Yeah.
You know?
Who comment if you're watching or you're watching later on? Comment or take a screenshot. If you're listening to this in your car or you're listening to this at work and you're like, shit, I can't really go on social media or I can't be on my phone. Just quick pull your phone out, take a screenshot right now of the episode of Player and comment us, say you're listening, and comment your favorite Mortal Kombat characters.
Mhm.
If your character is one of the most liked, maybe we'll do like a giveaway. We'll give you a sticker or something. Our merch pages are all full now. Every logo's on there, so even your brand new Halloween episode
Okay.
one
I was gonna
is
say,
on
I
there.
didn't know.
So the
Except for
main logo, the rat logo, we'll say, so we don't get sued.
Rat.
That has merch for everything. We even added a ton of new stuff like women's clothing and stuff like that, like women's
Cool.
style shirts. There's premium shirts. There's basic shirts. The premium ones are going to be a little more expensive, but the basic shirt is $20 still. A hoodie's $30. It's a lot more on the other websites. But if you're into like the eco-friendly stuff, we have an option for that. We have like a tri-blended shirt, stuff that like a higher quality. I even put the all over print because it's 100% polyester, no cotton at all. So if you rather that, I believe the more expensive ones are already pre-shrank. but they're like a little more expensive. But the premium ones are pre-shrink, so if you get it and you wash it, it won't shrink on you. But it's all there, and then all of the old logos are all there, except the only thing you can get on those right now is a hoodie, a T-shirt, and a sticker. If there's an item on there that you guys want, like say I want a tapestry of the Harry Potter logo, send us a message and we'll throw it on there for you. But it won't be a permanent thing. So maybe we'll do like a poll, like what thing you guys want on the merch page from an old logo. But yeah, go check that out if you're looking for merchandise. But comment below, like, all right, we got one. James Barrett said reptile for life. His favorite character.
Wow, I never a reptile. Anyway, let me just start this. For nearly 3 decades and 20 games, 3 movies, Mortal Kombat has been the go-to for gory fighting greatness. From the now iconic Scorpion Sub-Zero characters to the instantly recognizable announcer, finish him. Mortal Kombat has become as much a pop culture mainstay as The Simpsons or even Super Mario himself. So, Mortal Kombat debuted in arcades in 1992, and I'll tell you my story of the first time I seen this machine afterwards. A year after the other well-known fighting game at the time, Street Fighter 2 was out. Many thought it was solely made after Street Fighter, but in fact, Mortal Kombat was in development before Street Fighter 2 even came out. Mortal Kombat creators Ed Boon and John Tobias, Noob's Habit, their names backwards.
There's the old cabinet right there. Yeah,
right there, which is classic. Johnny Cage is on the side. They said that they were inspired by the 1984 arcade game Karate Champion, which is considered to be the first one-on-one fighting game. That's actually on Nintendo. Boon and Tobias pitched the martial arts fighting game to Midway at the time, which was the game developer, but they thought it would be too simple for an arcade game. So instead, they wanted an action-based game on the movie Universal Soldier, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. They did, however, like the idea of big digitized sprites for the game rather than drawn artwork. Now, a digitized sprite, they take a real person, they take their pictures, and they make the colors of the squares, and that's how they put them in the game. This never happened since Van Damme was slated to be in another game, which never came out. Once Midway saw the success of Street Fighter 2, Midway changed their minds and thought maybe a 1-versus-1 fighting game could work, so Boon and Tobias moved forward with their own original game, which was Mortal Kombat. They created Mortal Kombat over a 10-month period. Real actors were used for the game's characters. Their images were digitized in the games, giving it a real look. Fatalities were based on other fighting games' dizzying effects. In Street Fighter, when you punch them with the fierce and roundhouse, they'd like, So, but then you couldn't finish them in Street Fighter. So that's what it was based on. And it was also based on some martial arts film Death Blows. You know, the game when they rip off their heart or whatever. Mm-hmm. The game also had blood come out of the characters whenever they were hit. While not the first game that did that, the amount of blood that came out was definitely new to fighting games. Originally, only 6 characters were in the game, but Midway was so impressed they gave more time for the game's development, which led to Sonya, the first female, other than Chun-Li, first Mortal Kombat female, being added to the game. The only female game. They also added the first secret character in the fighting games, which was Reptile, because you can play as Reptile. You had to do the toasty finisher on the pit level, and then you got to fight Reptile.
I remember Sonya was a big deal for us. Like, I sucked at fighting games. I was terrible at them. But when my cousin seen it, and she's like, wait, there's a girl I can play? Yep. That changed the game.
It does, yeah. For a lot of black kids, they see a black character. Like,
yep.
Like DJ when he was at Street Fighter, yeah. Well, Jackson, Mortal Kombat, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So like, when a lot of, like, I know girls at school, or if they were at the arcade, they would see the female character. It was like, oh, we have representation in here.
And all that time, you had Chun-Li and you had Princess in Mario 2. That's it. Yeah. No one knew that Samus was a girl unless you put in the Justin Bailey code. No, I got Samus, and there's like a dude with long hair. Yeah. So Sonya was
a girl.
See, they thought it was Fabio.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Fabio.
Anyway, all the attention the game received as a bloody and gory game, somewhat aimed at kids, because it was, drew the attentions of parents and politicians that thought the video game violence would corrupt the youth of the country, which eventually led to the video game's rating system.
And now look at it.
Yeah. So that was
now the devil's taking over our music.
Yeah. Because, like, yeah, I'm gonna play this game where the guy rips the guy's head off. I'm gonna try to rip someone's head off because that's what makes sense.
Was the first cabinet the one where people were learning how to get into the digital side, like the developers' codes, and people were cracking cabinets and trying to figure out like hidden characters and how to turn
maybe
on
at that
and off
time, but
blood.
hacking wasn't like it was now, because you got to think back in '92, not everyone had a computer.
Because I want to say that there
really was no internet.
There was I don't know if it's Mortal Kombat 1 or if where we get more into Mortal Kombat 2 is when they made a spin-off fighting game for a wrestling company, and
That's way in the future.
And they mocapped a wrestler, and that wrestler actually was in the Mortal Kombat game, but he was never licensed to be actually in it. But people were breaking the cabinets and finding the code for that character to be in the Mortal Kombat game, but they never greenlit it. So I didn't know if that was an early Mortal Kombat.
I never heard of that.
Yeah. So pretty much, if I don't
WrestleMania, the arcade game.
Yes. So after when the WrestleMania arcade
made by Midway.
Yes. When that game came out, I don't know what Mortal Kombat around that time they were working on.
3.
All right. So
2 would have been out.
When people were breaking the codes in the because it wasn't like a home console like there was, but people weren't as into it as the consoles. People were finding out how to get in the dev codes of the console of the cabinets.
Yeah.
And they were reading the code, and there was a heartbreak finisher, a super kick, and a sexy boy, something like in the coding. So people thought that was Shawn Michaels a possible playable character in Mortal Kombat 3.
Absolutely.
And it said it was talked about, but WWE wouldn't allow it to be released.
I can see that. Maybe they
or they were working on Mortal Kombat, and they were also working on WrestleMania, and somehow the codes got mixed up.
Because I can't see that ever happening. I mean, that'd be cool, but I can't see that ever happening. Anyway, I remember I walked in, I believe it was Spaceport at the time in Fairlane Village Mall. So it's 92. I'm 10 years old. Right up there,
that means you're 100.
Yeah, when let's say the Howard. Let's see. 92 plus 10. There was Street Fighter right up front, but then when they got Mortal Kombat, they put that right up front.
I don't remember ever seeing Street Fighter in the arcades.
Really? Oh my God. That was the big thing. Some arcades was so popular they had a Street Fighter up front and one in the back.
Yeah.
Because it made that much money that they had 2 cabinets. And then when they got Championship Edition, you put the old ones in the back, Championship Edition.
I think Fractal had 2.
Yeah, and then Super Street Fighter. Super Street Fighter went in front. And then Championship Edition went back. And then the regular one went in the back. But no one played a regular one because it had less characters.
Yeah, I don't even remember Street Fighter being in the mall. And I remember Mortal Kombat 100%.
Pocket Change had it.
Yeah.
Pocket Change had it, yeah.
I remember I just never noticed it.
When you walked in and X-Men was right up front, 1992. And then you go back and they had Aliens vs. Predator. There's a couple, and there's a pinball machine. Then Street Fighter was right there.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Right when
it was right by the pinball
right when the wall went like this.
Where I went.
And then the back where the pool tables were, Street Fighter was right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always I guess I was always
right
more driven to
I mean, if you want
Mortal Kombat over. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't like fighting games, so I always thought
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat was more my thing than Street Fighter.
Yeah, which I mean, like they're almost existed almost the same exact
I think
amount
you're
of time.
kind of one or the other from what I hear. You're either Street Fighter or you're Mortal Kombat. Like, and
Yeah.
I've been Mortal
Some people,
Kombat.
I played a little of both. But
and then
not
a lot
like
of the Street Fighter people are like, well, Mortal Kombat's too simple.
more Mortal Kombat probably.
And
You can because Street Fighter was to the point where you can count frames.
yeah,
Yes.
there's frame rates and how long it takes for a fireball from one character and the milliseconds it takes to if I do a move and you do a move and it will hit first and the cross ups and all.
Yeah. Street Fighter.
Mortal Kombat then added all that.
Yeah.
But it's still easy to play. I mean, back then it was just uppercut, roundhouse, punch.
I think what drove me to Mortal Kombat is I sucked at it, but I wanted to watch people play because I wanted to see the fatalities.
Yeah, that's
what it is.
And when I was a kid there, I was like, what the hell is this? This is like
Yeah, I
Big
remember-
Trouble in Little China, which was really heavily inspired. And then like there was guys around it and like they were playing it and blood's coming out. Like, what the fuck? Blood's coming out.
Mhm.
Blood's coming out. And then
we would just let each other kick the shit. Like one guy who knew all the stuff, we would just let him kick the shit out of us so we could see all the fatalities.
I remember there was one guy who did Sub-Zero's fatality, and I remember asking him like, "How you doing?" I told you. I was like, "Fuck you." I wish I could go back to that time. If I had a time machine, I'd go back to that time above anything else and beat the shit out of that guy.
Wow.
Right there in the arcade.
And then take all his quarters and give them to myself at that. But I wear a mask because time paradox.
Take
Yeah.
all his
Yeah.
quarters.
That's what I do. I ain't saving nobody. I'm going back and correcting that. And then I'm gonna go buy a big wheel, not a big wheel. What's the Bigfoot? Power wheels.
Power.
I'm gonna steal one from somebody back in the time because fuck them. It's years ago and give it to myself. It's always one. Anyway, Mortal Kombat 2 released in 1993. The sequel took the first game's roster of 7 and almost doubled it with 12 characters, along with 2 fatalities for each
That's
character.
what you sent me.
Yes, Mortal Kombat 2. It would be rated on the side. No, that's Trilogy.
Oh.
It's an arcade cabinet.
Whoopsie.
Yeah. There you go. Rated on the side. Which you seen that as a kid, you're like, what the fuck, lightning? His eyes are glowing like
That was
Undertaker.
look how
That's awesome.
Real quick. Look how low that one is.
Yeah, well, that one, the second one's on a riser.
Yeah, that one's fucking up there.
Yeah,
Whoa.
that's why it's taller because it has the riser.
You're like this.
Why? How are you supposed to play that as a kid?
Oh, well, some arcades would put stools there for you.
Yeah, I was just
Or-
gonna say, I had to use a
Or
stool.
where they put on risers so little kids couldn't play it.
It could, yeah, because it was
It was rated M.
yeah.
But then you just drag the stool from another game and
little kids would figure it out. And then there's arcade people. Like, fuck
And the people that work in the arcade don't give a shit.
Actually, I seen a game on I don't know if it was Mortal Kombat, but I seen it one time at Fractal. Like, it was on a riser like that, and the kid was standing on the stool and fucking like and slipped.
No.
Bust his fucking lip right off that corner right there.
I believe it.
Over.
Yeah.
Tooth came out. Tooth was sticking through his lip.
There was
finish you.
Walmart had one, and it's Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 together. I was gonna buy it, and it sold. It's like $250. I was like, oh man. I went by it. Like,
what is it? A cabinet style like that?
Yeah, I went down for 5 days, and I was like, I'm gonna buy it, and then I was like, and then it was gone. Anyway, so like I said, the MK2 introduced 2 fatalities for each character. It also introduced friendships where you don't kill them for all the pacifists out there, and the ridiculous babalities in which you turned your opponent into a baby version of themselves. MK2 was another highly successful entry into the series. It also introduced the long-standing big bad guy final boss, Shao Kahn, and also revealed him to be the iconic announcer from 1. Oh shit, it was Shao Kahn the whole time.
The universe was so much better.
Yeah, so Mortal Kombat 2 was like, imagine you have 1 fatality. But now you have 2 plus the pit. Now there's 3 pits, so you get 5 technically, and then you can do friendship where you don't kill him or turn him into a little baby.
So friendship,
my mind was blown.
Friendship, you'd be like, finish him.
Yeah.
Then you
go when does it turn into the animals? Like what?
3 we're getting it.
Okay, okay.
And they would just kiss him, and they would fall over.
Well, I didn't play that one.
Like the Shang Tsung would like steal your soul, so he just come out and make a rainbow, and it's like friendship, and then it's like friendship.
I don't think I played it. Yeah, I don't remember that.
And now the friendships are all over the top, like they're like Kano cooks shrimp on the Barbie in the new one. He's like, and he like has a beer, and he's like change your beer. It's totally over the top. Johnny Cage would sign an autograph and give it to you.
Now they lock the fatalities. You have to like earn coins to unlock.
You get 1 fatality, but if you just do it the button, you get it. But yeah, some are locked, like a 3rd one. We locked in the crypt, which we didn't get to yet.
Yeah.
So now we're moving on. It's 95. Mortal Kombat 3 with Sindel, one of my favorites, and she was so hot on the cover.
That's the white-haired girl with the purple top, right?
So that was Katana's mother, right? In the
Outworld.
Yeah.
Dude, not only are they making
stepmother.
They're making fucking fighting games, but this is like really the first time in a long time, like first time I can really recall, even besides like Mario wasn't even doing this, where there was continuations from one game to the next, where it had a universe, it had a story. Not a lot of games were doing that.
I mean, not much story. It was just like Shang Tsung's putting a tournament together because he's going to steal souls, blah, 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 blah. But then they expand the story and all the characters. Every time you beat it with somebody, you get a little ending. It's just a picture, and then we'd get a couple paragraphs, but it was something, and then it all came together. They fleshed out with comic books and stuff. So anyway, in 95, along with the Mortal Kombat live action movie, which came out, MK3 was introduced in the arcades. MK3 had 15 characters and it also added the run button and combos into the game, which was a huge changer, as well as animalities, where your character would turn into an animal, an insect, or other creatures to perform a fatality on your opponent, but only after a mercy, which was something you could do at the end of winning your 2nd round. You could bring your opponent back with a tiny bit of health. Lady, stop it. And restart the fight. So when it says finish him, as long as you didn't press block, you can't press block for the last round. You can do a button combination, do like 3 down run, and then you would bring them back and they get a little bit of health, and you have to kill them again to do the animality. But they can come back and kill you. So anyway, Super Nintendo and Genesis versions reported combined sales of 250,000 copies in the first weekend they were available. That's insane. This is like the hype for Mortal Kombat. We're almost at the hype. Placing them among the best-selling games of 1995, MK3 was also the only game to not have Scorpion as a playable character.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow. How about that? The only one.
Yeah, and he was like one of the popular guys. I guess most of the guys I went to school with, they loved playing Scorpion or Sub-Zero, you know.
Like 1.
Scorpion had like the best, like.
Yeah, 1, everybody went to 2.
Yeah.
Except for Johnny
I like
Cage. No, everybody went to 2. And then when they made 3, they're like, let's get rid of some people. Because fighting games like to do that. It's like, and nobody likes that.
And then they got rid of like one of the most popular characters, especially
Scorpion.
They get rid of the good somebody no one knew.
So MK3 is the only game Scorpion does not appear in.
That's fucking crazy.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
And then they learned their mistake, and he's been in every one since.
Yeah.
And he'll never not be in one. So that's the thing with fighting games. A lot of times, like, oh, new characters, but you can't introduce too many characters. Then people get upset.
When did Smoke come? When they were like, we need a Smoke version.
He was a secret guy in. Was he in 2? He might have been in 2.
Each game have a secret character?
Yeah. So Reptile's 1. I think Smoke is 2. 3 is Jade, because you can't play her.
Yeah, 3 was Jade.
Yeah.
I like playing Jade
until they added her. And Then they stopped at the secret characters, and then it was just unlockable people.
Yeah.
So he wasn't in MK3 until Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 in October of 1995. Ultimate MK3 would hit arcades. Since there was no DLC back then, because there wasn't no internet, this featured several add-ons to MK3. 7 new characters.
Now, do you think they knew they were going to do that and they're like, "We'll not put them in, get people hyped, then release another version and get more money"?
No, maybe they had plans to release. What they seen what Street Fighter was doing? Super Street Fighter. There's 4 new characters.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't just patch back.
They're following a format.
There was no thing. Yeah, so maybe they thought that, but I don't think they took Scorpion out for that reason. A lot of times they cycle through characters, and they just probably didn't think he was that popular. And people were like, "We want to play as him." They're like, "Oh fuck, put him back in." Anyway, it also added tag team matches and brutalities, which were insanely hard to do because you had to remember like 20 button combos.
Yep.
And it was ridiculously hard. Now they just made it where it's one button. It's like you just do like 3 down and like hold one button. And if you do a certain move and you hold away, it will rip off their skin or something. It says brutality.
Yeah,
so it's
I
much easier
remember
now.
hitting the button so hard and so fast, my fingers would.
It was insane.
sore.
Unless you had the Mortal Kombat trilogy that made it easy brutality, where you just hit one button. Like who would remember a 20 hit? Like high punch, low punch, back.
And then you fuck up and just punch the guy in the dick.
Yeah. And you had to get it perfect. And then they would explode and 7 rib cages would come out. That was one of the things like,
start over.
Yeah.
I've done that multiple times.
People are so like, this is teaching kids like how to kill people. Like the guy exploded and 5 rib cages came out.
That's not a real thing.
If anything,
3 skulls came out.
if anything, you're teaching kid memorization.
Yeah. I punched the robot and blood came or oil came out. Like
Fine. That's not real life.
So that was like Ultimate MK3 was like Mortal Kombat just riding full cylinders. Movie was out. The second movie was coming out. There was no stopping
That's not
Mortal
this
Kombat
roster
3.
yet, right?
Yeah, you could put that up. You could have put that up for that. Yeah. That's the Ultimate MK3 where they added people. See, Scorpion's in it. Sub-Zero that looks like Henry Rollins, which was rumored. A lot of people thought it was Henry Rollins, but it wasn't. He just happened to look like him.
What, here?
Yeah. Yes, that's Sub-Zero. He took off the mask. But if you see, they added Sub-Zero
With the mask.
That is
Who's this guy?
That's by Han.
Is this 3?
Yeah.
Well, let's go through the top. So top left corner.
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage.
Smoke.
Baraka.
I always liked Baraka.
Cyrax. Sonya Blade. Raiden. Rain.
Purple.
Yeah.
Sub-Zero.
Shang Tsung. Rain would have later on become a black guy, and he controls rain and lightning.
Okay.
Anyway, they made him black. Katana. Kano. Scorpion. Sub-Zero. Human.
So Scorpion is now in another realm in this version.
Yeah.
He has like the skull.
So that is actually Noob Saibot up there, and he's not all black. They would make him all like not black, like skin, like totally black, like
Yeah.
absolutely.
Sub-Zero, no mask.
Yeah.
Smoke. Reptile.
Yep.
Jax.
Melina. Sector.
These characters were dumb.
Did Melina
You
have
don't like
the
the
2
No, see, I
Melina
like
has-
Cyrax.
Yeah, she had the
so-
2 like Raphael size.
Yeah.
They were the Cyber Lin Kuei and the bad Sub-Zero, which
Yeah.
is the one with the mask, made the Cyber one so they can attack the real Sub-Zero that doesn't have a
Right,
mask.
they were trying to overtake that clan.
But then Cyrax got his humanity back because there was a little bit it was left. So then he
Listen,
joined the good guys.
They hit gold by putting 2 characters with the same exact look and just giving one blue and one yellow. And they're
Yeah.
like,
It's called palette swaps.
robots. Robots, different face.
But
Hey,
pa-
I liked playing the robots.
Palette swap was done so much
Yeah.
back in the day.
Could you
and-
imagine like 2 characters are fucking
Yeah.
iconic and the only thing they fucking did was change
Well,
the color?
That's Melina and Katana. They're
Yeah.
palette swaps, and one's like the shadow version of Katana.
Yeah.
She was supposed. She was.
It's-
Go ahead.
Yeah, until
Sorry.
now. And I was gonna say until nowadays, now they don't palette swap.
It's fucking genius.
It was, yeah. The same character and you get more characters out
All
of
right.
it. Jade. Oh, that's Liu
That's Liu
Kang.
Kang.
Yeah, Jade. Shiva, who bleeded green. She was Goro's like
Girlfriend.
a race.
She was like
Well,
a girl version of
yeah,
Goro.
yeah.
Yeah.
A Shokan, they're called. Not Shao Kahn. Shokan.
Yeah.
That's Kung Lao.
That's the blade hat.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's Liu Kang's buddy. That's Robot Smoke. He was a secret character in 3, and then they added him to Ultimate 3.
Is this character still in the games? The Native American character.
Yeah, Nightwolf.
And no,
Yeah,
nothing,
he's in MK11.
nothing.
He died and came back because
11?
Nightwolf. Yes,
Holy Hannah.
Nightwolf is not a person. Nightwolf is a thing that's bestowed upon
Oh.
different
Okay.
Native Americans.
There's your girl.
Yeah, Sindel. That's Ermac, who was one of the producers, and they jumbled up his name. He was a
Oh.
secret character. And then of course Sub-Zero. That's Stryker, who is the cop that looks like a security
It's like
guard.
Val Kilmer.
Then there's Cabal next to him.
Heavy-
He's the guy that runs real
heavy Val
fast with the
Kilmer.
hook swords.
Yeah.
Then you go down and you have that has 2 smokes. What?
Yeah, it looks like 2 smokes.
Oh.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Goro.
Oh yeah, there's a secret. There's a fast smoke, so it's stupid.
Okay.
Yeah, Goro, Shao Kahn, Motaro, who's the Centaur guy, who's the boss of 3. That's Kintaro. He's the Goro of Mortal Kombat 2. And then there's the Girl Smoke.
Girl Smoke.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is a secret.
If you're listening to the audio of this, we put the photos up. So
that's Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which was the best one because it's had every single character from 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So that's the one to get if you want a PlayStation 1. I have that one. I was gonna bring them and I totally forgot. Anyway, so the riding high, there's no stopping Mortal Kombat until Mortal Kombat 4. Released in 1997, the same year as the second Mortal Kombat movie, Annihilation, which sucked. MK4 was where the franchise kind of went off the rails. Due to the success of 3D fighting games of the time, like Tekken and Dead or Alive, the 2D fighting games were looked at as old-fashioned and not where the genre was headed.
The camera spin. What we're saying is that instead of a side scroller, the camera would like with Tekken and Soul Calibur,
the full 3D plane.
Yeah,
and you could like move around the camera.
Yep.
Rather than just back.
Almost like Virtual Fighter.
Yes. Gone were the live action rendered characters. In their place were fully polygon models, which made MK not only stick out from the previous ones, MK4, sorry, but it also lost the charm of Mortal Kombat because digitized characters, people like that. Now they were just fully polygon ones. So with no digitized human models for the characters, MK4 tried to dip their toes in the 3D fighting world, but it didn't really work out. MK4 was not successful, and like I said, not very good. Mortal Kombat would not see another game until 2002. That's how not good this was. This was also the last.
When did this come out?
1997.
Wow.
This was also the very last arcade cabinet.
I didn't
know any Mortal Kombat.
Long of a break. 2004 till 2000. Or no, sorry.
97 to 2000. That's how much of a flop MK4 was.
Wow. I didn't realize it was that long gone.
Yeah. And I believe MK4 came out for 64, and that's it.
Holy shit!
It just wasn't good. And then they tried to add weapons, and like Scorpion had a sword.
And the crazy thing, I just remembered now, like N64 fighting games and stuff. Everybody went to that 3D model thing. Remember balls?
Yeah,
like it was literally just balls, characters that were made out of balls.
Yeah, there was a lot. Like MK inspired a lot of knockoffs. Time Killers, Internal Champions on Genesis.
Now at this time, when it came to the 2D fighting thing, how was Street Fighter doing?
Street Fighter was what they kept doing is they kept remaking 2. They kept adding 2. Here's Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Now it's faster. Now here's Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
But that was
EX.
more niche.
Yeah, like
Okay.
it did. We didn't get Street Fighter 3 till 98, and then they did the wrong thing where it's like, hey, we're just gonna give you 3 characters, and all new characters. And people are like, we don't like that. Yeah.
Now
Street Fighter 3 didn't do as good either, and then that kind of put Street Fighter on the back burner for 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then that's when like Marvel Capcom.
Yeah, they were coming. When did that come out? 98? Marvel's Capcom?
Yeah.
That started getting popular, which was still a 2D fighting game.
Yep.
Like, and it was real popular. But then it kind of, by the time like 2002, that people were like, oh, we
Well, what made that game stand out as a 2D fighter game? Because you were able to like swap people.
You had 3 people on your team,
Yeah.
And you could tag in and out, and then you could do double team moves. And
What was the
triple
other
team
game
moves.
that would do that, where you can tag in and swap in and out?
There was Tekken Tag.
Tekken Tag, yes.
Yes, and there was some real Japanese, like SNK had it too. But anyway, so since there was a break in Mortal Kombat, it kind of died down. Nothing really happened until Deadly Alliance. Deadly Alliance would be released in 2002, and again was a 3D fighting game. It did well, but was still way behind the big 3D fighters at the time, Tekken and Soul Calibur. It featured different fighting styles for all the fighters. They also had a weapon. It also introduced the Crypt, where you could unlock all kinds of things in the game by getting tokens for playing the game. So you can unlock fatalities, characters, or all that stuff. The Crypt would stay in every Mortal Kombat from here on out, except for one. It did get 2 sequels, Mortal Kombat Deception, which is referred to as MK6, and Armageddon, which was all the characters from the 3D games all in one game. You also could create a fighter, and there was Mortal Kombat Chess and Mortal Kombat Racing in it. It's over the top.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Mortal Kombat Racing.
Yeah, there's also a story mode where you're a creative character and you go around, and it's a bit much.
Wow.
The story mode isn't like the story mode later. It's a little stupid. So it was a little too much, and like still Mortal Kombat is kind of like it's not where it was. They're trying, but it's not at the height of MK3. So now in 2008, Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe, which is referred to as Mortal Kombat 8 and is the only game, I'll get there, released in 2008. This was the first time Mortal Kombat crossed over with another franchise in video game form. It was also the last Mortal Kombat game Midway developed and produced before they went bankrupt the next year. Before a deal was struck with DC, wait, one minute, I think I deleted something here. Okay, yeah. Before a deal was struck with DC to make this game, another more gritty and dark Mortal Kombat game inspired by God of War was in the plans, but canned once the DC deal was done. This game was met with a lot of criticism because it was definitely a toned down Mortal Kombat game. It was rated teen, and because of DC not wanting any of their characters to kill people, and this game only getting, like I said, the teen rating, all the DC heroes got heroic brutalities instead of fatalities. The DC villains, however, got fatalities, but the actual kill was shown off camera. So that's how they got around that. Like Joker would go to shoot you with his bang gun, and then it was zooming on him when he pulled the trigger. It's like, So it's kind of really toned down.
Dude, Marvel and DC are like fucking pro wrestling, where it's like, sorry, brother, can't make my character look weak.
Yeah, you can't make him look weak.
Yeah, can't have fucking
Superman can't kill.
Can't have Superman getting his fucking spinal cord ripped out by.
So he would do a thing like where he would like bash you into the ground and he'd be stuck on the ground. Like, yeah, it's like, oh, that's stupid.
Yeah. Well, we will dive more a little bit into that in a little bit.
Yeah. So anyway, and then the Mortal Kombat characters, all their fatalities and moves were also toned down to meet the teen rating. Although Mortal Kombat DC introduced a story mode that would be in every Mortal Kombat game from here on out, as well as in Injustice 1 and 2. And then Injustice was the best thing to come out of this game because it spun out of this once they seen the DC characters said, hey, we can make a whole game with that. And that when we don't have the trappings of Mortal Kombat, when we need all the blood and stuff, maybe we'll do pretty good. And they kind of did. Anyway, they are much better.
It opened a lot of doors too for other franchises to then enter the Mortal Kombat realm.
Didn't Freddy Krueger go in one?
We were getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the long rumored thing of the horror game they're supposedly working on. So we'll get there a little bit.
Let's hope.
So Mortal Kombat.
I won't even play, but I'll buy it.
Yeah. So this Mortal Kombat 8, it's the only non-canon mainline Mortal Kombat game, mainly because not tying DC characters, because you can't play Mortal Kombat 9. You don't have the license to be like, oh, well, this guy came from this planet and was a baby and he did this. Like you can't tie it. So that's why Mortal Kombat 8 didn't happen. Anyway, which leads us to 2011. Mortal Kombat 9, which was just referred to as Mortal Kombat.
Well, now,
technically a reboot, but not really.
Another thing with this DC deal is when Midway lost the rights.
Midway was bankrupt at this time.
Yeah, and it went to they started NetherRealm, and the NetherRealm was bought by WB Games.
Well, NetherRealm is the people that just make Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that's their studio.
Right? So they have a parent company, which was Acclaim.
But it was picked up. Yeah, it was picked up by WB Games.
Yeah, they bought the But Injustice 1 was already out by then, right? No?
Yeah.
So anyway, 2011, after a few years with no Mortal Kombat games, because that DC Mortal Kombat was 2008, so 3 years, Mortal Kombat 9 hit the scene, just called Mortal Kombat. It was the 9th game in the series, so was referred to by fans as MK9, which stuck, and Ed Boon said that too. It was a return to form for the franchise. It was 2.5D, which means it's 2D with the plane, but it's like fully 3D characters, classic side-by-side fighting, no more 3D arenas, and the return of just about all the classic characters of the earlier games. MK9 was a huge hit, and it would lead to Mortal Kombat 10 and 11, which came out, and of course Injustice 1 and 2. They take turns, so they make a Mortal Kombat game, make an Injustice game, make a Mortal Kombat game, make an Injustice game. Except for now, they're making a game where they didn't say what it is, but they've been rumored this horror game forever because Freddy was in 9, Jason was in 10, Predator was in 10, Alien was in 10, and
Leatherface.
11 had Terminator. Yeah, Leatherface was in that. And they think that Rash was supposed to be in 11, but never came out. Spawn's in 11. So they kind of want to make this horror game, but imagine getting the licenses for all those characters. It probably will never happen.
Oh.
So
I'm with you.
Yeah. So 9 was everyone loved it, and it brought back the true Mortal Kombat feeling. All the characters were there that you knew, plus like Scarlet was the one new character. But anyway, that Mortal Kombat brought it back into the limelight and made NetherRealm. That's when they finally got the name NetherRealm. Hot game developing studio again, and that's where they are right now. So that's my quick overview of that. And of course, there was comic books. There was the cartoon that was basically G.I. Joe, but Mortal Kombat characters.
Yeah,
I like the figures.
I remember watching the cartoon as a kid.
Yeah, the cartoon wasn't bad. Toned down.
Injustice was Injustice the one that had? Did they have not Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles in that game, or were they in Mortal Kombat?
Injustice 2.
Yeah, Injustice 2. Yeah, but you played as all of them at once.
Yeah, they were one character and they would like swap.
Which was a little weird.
Yeah.
And I was like,
No, wait, explain this to me a little bit. I haven't played video games in a while, but how could you play a game and it was all the turtles at once?
Different moves they would swap in and out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or when you started the game, you could pick what one you wanted to start with. Like it was like one character screen, you could just pick what color.
You're all of them.
Yeah.
so you don't really pick one. You just pick the turtles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like every once in a while, it'll flip from Raphael to Donatello or something.
So imagine you do like down to 4, like do fireball.
Yeah.
And then like Leonardo comes out, he does a sword of thing. So now you're Leonardo and you're hitting the buttons.
Yeah.
So you does their move. Then Raph comes out.
Yeah.
And they like
You don't get to pick
They go
if
like-
you're switching. It just does it.
Like, so if I wanted to stay Raphael forever, I couldn't.
You can't.
But you can,
You can.
but you can't do certain moves then.
You have
Oh.
you have to set it like because I remember in Justice 2 they wanted to involve a gear system. So if you wanted to be Raphael, you had to have his weapon equipped in order to be him. And then depending on what button you hit, it would have Donatello come out or Michelangelo or Leonardo. Just depends on what button combinations you'd use.
It was an easy way to put 4 characters in one
Yeah.
character.
The DLC for that in Justice 2 is pretty crazy.
Yeah,
There was
yeah,
a lot.
it was.
There was a lot.
Yeah, Hellboy was one of them.
Yeah,
Oh,
Hellboy.
that'd probably be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And how he said the gear thing.
Raiden or no, Sub-Zero?
Yeah, Raiden and Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Didn't Scorpion make an appearance, or was that?
He's in
Justice
Scorpion was
1?
in the first one.
Yeah.
And then Joker made an appearance in MK11.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it was like a different.
And Rambo,
Yes.
which is it looks
Yeah.
just like
and Terminator.
yeah, and Terminator and RoboCop.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
RoboCop is pretty fun.
Yeah. So that's the new thing. Ever since 9, there's the guest character. Freddy was the first one.
So
Even
But
this
Freddy
is-
had 2 gloves for some reason.
Yeah.
And the reason they did that is because they were too lazy to just program with 1 glove.
Yep.
So you program with 2.
You think that
or
would be
mirror.
less work?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
was just
Yeah.
gonna say that.
Well, when you
Yeah.
program a character, right? And back in the day, they do this. Like when you stand this way, right? And let's say you had you had 1 blue glove, 1 red. When you turn this way, whatever glove is facing the screen is the red
Oh.
one. See?
Yeah.
Red. Like, so it was easy because then you don't have to do more animations.
Oh, okay.
So for some reason, when they made Freddy, give him 2 gloves. That way, this animation when he turns to the left is the same as when he turns to the right.
Yeah.
See? So that's why I had 2 gloves.
Yeah.
Made no sense.
One of the rumors now for this franchise and the studios in general is WB Studios is supposedly looking to maybe dump some titles, dump some studios,
Mhm.
or look to sell. So it's not. It's kind of like a hidden thing, but some people know about it. So the rumor is supposedly Microsoft is looking at picking up WB Studios, which would then encompass a whole bunch of other studios that they would then own. Would the licensings all come like the movie licenses or the Legos?
I
like,
don't know how that works because if you do a license with one person, you
Mhm.
could argue and say, "Well, my license is with them, not
Yes.
with you."
Yeah,
so,
but if somebody
But-
it comes in and buys the whole company and
Yeah.
they now own the company, they now own the license.
yeah. So
to it.
sometimes,
well, the
it
thing is
transfers
like,
over
so
and
say if
sometimes
they
it
make
doesn't.
Lego Marvel
Mhm.
Okay.
and Xbox comes in and buys us the studio who makes the Lego games.
Mhm.
Marvel can then turn around and say, "You can make a Lego game, but you're not using our characters anymore."
It depending on what the contract says.
Yes.
Like if that studio is contracted to make
Yeah.
5 Marvel Lego
Mhm.
games and there's 2 left, then they probably can still say we're still making those 2 games.
Yeah.
And then maybe they can settle and not.
So the huge reason why this is rumored is because Xbox has already openly said they want to coin them, like they want Xbox to have a heavy hitter
Mhm.
game in every style of genre of game. So they want to get more into party games. They want to get more into
because they don't have any party games.
yeah, they want to get more into like children's games. So a big way
And
to do that.
that's,
and then they
not
also
Mortal
want
Kombat.
they also want
Kids.
yeah, they also want a
Hey, we
fighting
did it when we were
Yeah,
young.
Rip this
You were
guy's
older than
heart
I,
out.
but-
Yeah.
yeah, they also want a fighting game because Killer Instinct didn't pan out for them.
No, it didn't.
So
And it wasn't very good.
So WB's is a thing they're really eyeing on because if they get it, the studio who make all the Legos games can make even if they don't get the Lego license, they can still make kids games. That's
Yeah,
what they do.
yeah.
Is WB in that bad of need of money though that they make?
WB just sold all of their stuff to like Comcast.
I think they just want out of the
They-
video game.
Yeah, they kind of want to
Okay.
get out of the video game realm, but the studios who make their games are doing fucking like Rocksteady makes great fucking games. They
Yeah.
make all the Batman Arkham games and
Yeah.
stuff like that, which supposedly a new Batman Arkham game just got leaked. But it's
what
it's
they
kind of
said.
like the worst. It's like the best worst kept secret because they kind of already released that it's going to be a Court of Owls game, but then
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Is it really coming?"
And then they were supposed to make a Superman game. There.
Yeah, the Superman game didn't pan
And then
out.
there's going to be a Justice League game in the
Yeah.
50s.
Yeah, Batman is almost guaranteed coming. The Court of Owls Batman, a Bat Family game is going to come out.
Remember the third one? Oh, this is the last one.
Yeah,
We ain't doing another one.
and
Like
then the
money.
the Suicide Squad game is
Yeah.
coming out. So they have 3 DC
And the
games.
Batman where you're
The Bat Family.
Yeah, with your
Yeah.
Batgirl and Red Hood and
Yeah.
Nightwing.
So that's supposedly where where Xbox might be playing their next chip is getting that.
Why wouldn't
studio.
you want to buy them? You know?
Yeah, if you're able to buy it, I would do it. So there's a high possibility, maybe in the next year, maybe 2022, Mortal Kombat can possibly become an Xbox exclusive if Xbox plays its cards right.
I don't. But would you want to make it exclusive? I don't know.
Yes,
because
when you buy Bethesda,
yeah,
and you have a chance to make those exclusive,
but then you don't. But you don't sell as many copies though.
You don't sell as many copies to the studios you don't want them to. So the companies you don't want to have them. So
yeah, but you like I'm Bethesda, right?
Yep.
Okay, Skyrim's available. Let's just say for easy numbers, I sell 100 copies to Xbox players. I sell 100 copies to PlayStation players.
Yep.
Now I'm only Xbox.
Yep.
You're not going to get those 200 copies. Maybe you'll get 50 of the PlayStation people come over. But you're not going to get. So you're not going to sell 200 total. Now you're going to sell 150.
Yeah. See, if I was a diehard PlayStation person, which I kind of am, I've never had an Xbox in my life, and I had to buy an Xbox to play Mortal Kombat, I don't know if I would.
Yeah, some people will, some won't. That's the problem with that. That's why if I had a game, the studio that already was existing on both, I'm going to still do both.
I think that
because more money.
I think that exclusive thing is going to start going in harder, even more outside of the video game realm than anything. Like podcasts, movies. Like movie studios are like, all right, I'm making an exclusive movie. It's only going to Netflix. Or I'm going to make an exclusive movie only going to Hulu. It's only going to Amazon. Music's going to start getting that way.
Well, how can you do it with music?
Or they'll just be like, Jay-Z's new album's only available on Spotify.
Oh, okay.
This album's only available on Tidal. This one's only available on Apple. I think we're getting
anything other than Spotify.
Yeah, I think we're gonna start seeing that happen everywhere. And I think the video game industry is turning around saying, well, let's start doing that too. But the difference between like an Xbox and a Microsoft is Xbox and PlayStation is like, okay, you're paying $60 to $70 per game, where if you pay the $60 for the year, you get every game that comes out, and then you're kind of getting something.
But you're not getting a physical copy though.
Yeah, but if you can go buy it if you want physically, you can at least try it. Like what they're finding out is more people are actually spending money buying the game after they played it for free and realized they liked it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna keep it because they can always come off the service.
Yep, and then they can turn around and play it on their computer, on their phone, and everything. It's
unless they buy the physical one.
It's an interesting
for this.
Yeah, it's an interesting business model, and it's interesting to see where it goes. But that exclusivity thing is kind of going across all forms of media, where like you can't listen to Rogan unless you're on Spotify. You can't listen to, I think, Call Her Daddy unless you're on Spotify. I think that's a Spotify exclusive now too, which is another it's another popular podcast. But like big name podcasts are getting scooped up to be like, no, you're like, we want to give you tons of money to only be exclusive.
That's good and bad, you know.
Yeah,
because you don't want a monopoly.
Yep.
WWE.
Yeah.
Think how great it is now. We have AEW.
Yeah.
You know, when it was just WWE, well, it's not good.
Yeah.
So
well, it
could be good and it could be bad.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think this like subscription service where you're getting more bang for your buck, where like, hey, if you subscribe to Spotify, we have this exclusive stuff, but you don't have to go out and buy like an album because it's for free. Or something.
But do you really think it's going to swing that way? Because yes, HBO had all the nice WB movies on this whole year, but I think you had said, or somebody told me, they're not going to do that next year.
No, they're gonna. I think by next year you're gonna see.
You're gonna have to go to the theaters again.
Well, you're gonna have to go to theaters for movies. But
I
do it every time. Yeah. I'll never watch it online.
Yeah, but I think you're gonna see this is my opinion. I don't have any.
I just get pissy because there's nothing around us anymore.
No,
like there's no 5-minute drive.
You gotta go an hour
run.
For the theater.
Yeah,
and that kind of sucks.
It does suck.
And then you have to sit and fucking watch a movie with 13-year-old kids.
Yeah. That's where fracture
drives me.
And then drive the hour home.
Yeah. I think you're gonna see DC and HBO Go become a partner. Or if they don't just overcome DC by the end of next year, I think DC will be the go-to place for all, like that DC network thing they were doing.
Yeah,
they pretty much shut it down and moved everything to HBO Go.
Did they?
Yeah. Like even when the new animated thing comes out, they jump right on to HBO Go.
It didn't really work out. I was trying to watch DC Titans, I think, on HBO Max before I got rid of it too.
Yeah, it's supposedly people are saying that's really fucking good. I gotta start watching it.
It took like a few episodes for me to get into it, but then I got into it after a while.
A sidebar: everyone watched the Resident Evil movie trailer. Welcome to Raccoon City.
Oh yeah, yes I did. Yes, I did.
Awesome.
Never.
I'm confused by it.
There's no Alice in that one, is there?
No,
that whole thing's gone. It's weird.
That's like, hey, I want to make a movie of your life, but get this.
You're not in it.
You're gonna be in it, but it's about someone that's totally not you.
I've never seen any of those.
You and your family don't even know this character. How about that? Isn't that cool? No, it's not cool.
I still liked Alice, so I thought Alice was badass.
Alice was in 0 games.
I know, but Alice in the movies was badass.
Yeah, I hate when she went.
Jovovich was awesome.
Make Alice the zombie slayer.
Yeah,
you don't need the Resident Evil license for that.
When Alice went head to head with Nemesis, I turned the movie off.
That was the best one, I thought.
It had the best
Apocalypse.
Yeah, that was the best one.
When she ran up the building.
Yeah, because she got powers,
and then
because she was Wesker,
squared up
Yeah.
with fucking
Yeah.
Nemesis. I was like,
remember that happened in the game?
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, to be
Oh my
fair,
God.
Resident Evil got really fucking stupid for
It started stupid in the game got real bad. But I mean, the movie started
the
bad.
games got stupid.
It got to the point where it's like, we've done so much. What do? Let's just have giant monsters.
Or Chris Redfield's going to super punch a boulder into a lava.
Yeah.
Like, and Wesker got
Well, that
superpowers.
5 got Wesker was getting there because he injected himself with the T-virus, so he would get powers.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. But when it got a little too over the top,
Mm-hmm.
and then 5 became super action movie, and then 6 was like, and 6 was terrible.
5 was good
It's still
only for
fun
me
to play
because of the multiplayer.
Yeah.
So for me,
if you have 2 real people playing that game, it's awesome.
yes. So for me, Resident Evil 5 will, like, everyone's like, what's your favorite Resident Evil? And it's hard for me not to say 5,
3.
only because 5, when we started dating, I started living in her parents' house for a while, or I was always over there and I was hanging out and she'd be at work. And Resident Evil 5 was the bonding game for me and her brother.
Oh, that's cool.
And her brother at the time,
Did you make him be Shiva?
yeah,
Son of a-
100%. Yeah,
I played through the whole game.
it might be
Shiva.
my fault. Not joking. Anyway,
Or Sheva.
he was, this kid wouldn't try certain foods. He wouldn't fucking watch, and if it had a hint
scary.
of something scary, he was not fucking with it. And he was like, "What are you playing?" I said, "I'm playing Resident Evil 5." I
Night
said,
and day.
I was just gonna say, wow.
"Yeah," and I was like, "Do you want to play it?" He goes, "It's too scary for me." And then like his dad would tell him he would be scared of it.
Yeah.
And I remember I sat him down like, "Yo, come in the room," and she would get pissed when I have him in the room. And I was like, "Dude,
Go.
it's only scary because he's telling you it's scary.
Yeah.
Sit with me. It's a multiplayer game. Just hide behind me.
Yeah.
I'll shoot everything."
Plus, you can fight back.
Yes. So
that is literally what my father done to me as a little girl watching horror movies and stuff. He sat me down and he's like, "None of this is real.
yeah.
Don't be scared of any of
and
this."
after
And
Resident Evil,
honestly, I never did get scared of any of that.
after Resident Evil and him playing those games, he started watching horror movies. He started watching action movies. He started playing more horror games.
Mhm.
Like,
I don't know what he does now. though.
yeah, I mean, he plays horror games. He's in all that. So like that game was for me like almost kind of getting him out of his shell.
Yeah.
But also it was our bonding experience because we played the multiplayer that like we beat it like
It was
fucking
fun.
7
Yeah.
times.
Me and my
together.
friend beat it. And they get Sheva gets the triple barrel shotgun. Oh no, she gets the bow and arrow.
And Chris gets a Gatling.
Yeah,
gun.
and if you turn to the back, it's bulletproof.
The
How
and
did we
unstoppable.
get to Resident Evil? We were
I watched
talking about
the
Mortal
movie.
Kombat.
movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, the movie is 1 and 2 together, which I don't really like, but it looks really good.
Yes, that's
And
why I
it's
said
the most
confused.
like the game than all the fucking 6, 7 of them.
It's 1 and 2 smashed together with all the
Yeah.
Jill,
Chris,
Chris, Claire,
Leon.
and Leon, who don't fucking, and Barry,
Well, yeah.
yeah, who don't even really meet each other,
Not
are
yet.
now all in the mansion at part 1.
No. Claire and Leon are in the town, so it's kind of like here's what's happening.
So I thought Jill was. Oh, you're right.
One happens, right? And then immediately 2 happens because
Yeah.
the outbreak and it goes to the city.
Well, it's kind of happening at the same around.
yeah. It's starting to take over the town because it gets from the mansion to the town.
Mhm.
So like 2 is like 48 hours later, and then they say we're gonna nuke the town in 48 hours.
And then 3 is like,
And 3
almost-
is directly after 2.
Yeah.
Like what's Jill like mansion, then she goes blah 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 and comes back to town. It's like okay,
Mhm.
and puts on a mini skirt for some reason. I don't know why. You do
yeah.
that.
She's like
Why not?
zombies. I gotta get 6.
if I was gonna fight zombies and I knew they were there, I would wear a mini skirt and a halter top. I mean, it just makes sense.
If you're gonna die, you're gonna look
and
fucking
I would
good.
tie my sweater around my waist
Just to
Tie
kind
your
of cover.
flannel. You
Yeah.
gotta be with the
Until
times
you
now,
get the
'cause
key
all the
to the-
grunge stuff is
to
back.
the dress shop, and then you can get your outfit from one.
Why would you
Yeah.
tie the sweater on your waist?
Because that's what she had.
That's a shit.
Oh,
And then if
I instantly thought of like
I'll show you a
for when
picture.
you get your period by accident. I was like, oh shit. I was like,
don't
what
get
are we
that.
talking
Yeah,
about?
you don't want to
I
get your
don't get that.
don't want to get your period during a zombie apocalypse.
No.
You're gonna get yourself up.
Anyway, well, I have something back to Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that. That's a good call.
So I don't remember which one it was, and I can't remember if it was on Sega or the N64. I didn't have a lot of friends. My brother was too little to play with me.
I'm gonna
so
guess
I
it's-
played with my granny. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how you fight.
Well,
zombies.
you guys played a lot of GameCube too.
Yeah. Wasn't but it wasn't on. I don't think it was on there. I don't know where I played it, but
I can tell you what everyone was on.
well, anyway, I didn't have a lot of friends. My brother's too little to play, so I played with my granny.
Mhm.
She always picked Johnny Cage.
Johnny.
I taught her his special move, and that's all she did.
The ball punch?
Every time. She just kept doing it all the time.
So if you were playing on GameCube, because I know I'm just saying I know you and your Gram were more on GameCube.
Yeah. I don't think it was GameCube.
I don't believe there was a Mortal Kombat on GameCube.
There was Deception and Deadly Alliance were both on.
They actually made the GameCube. I don't
think
have
it was that.
PS2.
I think it was the first one.
Unless there was
no, it was just Mortal Kombat. Like it wasn't like. It was like the first one, I think.
Well, the first was only on Genesis and Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Then it might have been Genesis because that's what I had.
And then the difference between Genesis and Super Nintendo didn't have the gore, I don't think.
Yeah.
It just came out white.
Yeah.
And Genesis had the blood.
And like Raiden's fatality was different. He didn't shock your head and make it blow up. He would shock you and turn into dust.
Did they
do also had blood codes. And I still remember it. It was dollar for Super Nintendo. Down, up, left, left, right down. And then Genesis was Abacab. A-B-A-B. Or A-B-A-B-C.
So you can't turn blood on Super Nintendo?
You could add blood, but it wasn't like Genesis.
Oh.
So Genesis Mortal Kombat 1 was better.
And it ran better on Genesis because it was more bits.
But Super Nintendo was a little bit stronger. It was weird, but the Mortal Kombat 1 was better on Genesis, but then 2 came out and they were kind of even, and the 3 they were from there on out.
Did one game get a character the other one didn't?
No.
Because I know they used to do that with like the wrestling games.
Yeah, no, they didn't do that.
Yeah.
They all had the same character.
Then the other thing that the studio made, they made the wrestling fighting game, WrestleMania.
Yeah, I don't think it was the Mortal Kombat. It was Midway overall, but
I thought they helped with it. The same developers helped with it.
They might have helped, but it wasn't the same exact people.
Now, if a whole other episode can be just that game, because the
was it WrestleMania the arcade game?
WrestleMania the arcade game. The endings of that game when you beat it were fucking crazy. Like the endings of those games. All I remember Shawn Michaels' ending was he was so sexy that the women ran to the ring and essentially raped him to death.
Wow.
Oh my God.
What else would you do?
Oh my God.
Yeah, go Google that. Google up the wrestling.
YouTube that. Let's YouTube that ending.
There's a game. There's a guy who he's so funny on the internet. I have to find out who he is. He's an Asian dude with long black hair. And what he does is he says he does the most fucked up video games, and he tells the story. He's fucking hilarious. Like he talks about that virtual pro fighting game where Ric Flair kills your training partner.
Yeah, I remember you telling me. I never played it, never seen it, so that's why I kind of don't believe it.
Yeah, no, it's a real game. It happened. So the premise of the game is it's Ric Flair, but his name's like Dirk Diggler or something crazy. It's nice. They kind of did both references, but
Marky Mark.
At the very end of the game, like you conquer Ric Flair after he completely ruined your life. Your wife divorced you. He killed your training partner. And then you finally, after everything, you win the world title, and you find out that everything you did was for nothing because you come home to an empty house and no one's around you. And the very last scene of the game is it's showing your house, and the window flashes and a gunshot goes off. You kill yourself.
Morbid.
Yeah, it was like virtual profiling for the game.
Kind of like depressing, and I don't know. I don't know if I want to play that game and want to win it. I don't know.
It was so if you were into funny old games, just look that up on YouTube where it's the WrestleMania Mortal Kombat version where at the very think Doink the Clown had a fucked up ending. Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah, I can get the video, but I don't want to play it right
now. Yeah, Bam Bam Bigelow. I guess he lit the whole place on fire. Like with the power of flames, he kills
Undertaker. Probably
power of Christ compulsion.
Took all the souls.
Yeah, so it's
Yokozuna just ate everything because when instead of blood coming out, objects that would kind of represent a wrestler would come out. So when you punch Yokozuna, food would come out. So it was like hams and fish and bread loaves. It was so stupid.
Yeah. James JIMMBARRETT.
Ooh, oh my God.
Yeah,
James Barrett?
Yeah, it's my cousin.
Okay.
Oh, he said he had the ones on game. He had the game. He had one of the game.
See, I didn't know Deception and Deadly Alliance were on GameCube. I have from PS2. I believe they're on regular Xbox.
I pretty much missed the entire GameCube generation. I just didn't.
Really?
Yeah. I was PlayStation.
Still have
2.
mine.
My brother was more GameCube.
I had them all.
Yeah. I had to make a choice.
What about the movies now? Is there a release date on the next one?
I don't think so. So the new one teaches Johnny Cage then because we got to find the guy that's last mark and they show the Johnny Cage poster. It says Johnny Cage.
I hope they keep him going because that was the first one. Last one was fun.
I thought
it was. It was especially fun for somebody who liked it back then. It kind of sucked you back into it, you know. And I didn't think the fighting was bad at all.
No,
I thought it was actually great.
A
lot of people shit on Cole, but like he wasn't needed. But like okay, I didn't mind.
I don't think I liked entering him, but I kind of wish we would have had Johnny right away too. I don't know.
Well, Cole is a completely made up character.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
He'll be in the next game though, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kano, fucking dude who played Kano.
Oh, he carried.
Kano was awesome.
Yeah.
Stole the show.
Kano was one of the best parts of that movie.
Yeah.
And he's
He'll come back
like
to
an
it.
unknown Australian actor, I believe, and
He's been in other things.
has he?
I believe so. Yeah.
It's just something that I never.
I could be
seen then.
wrong.
I,
though.
I
And they
can't
made
tell
him-
you how
like
much
there
I
was
laughed at
something
him during that whole movie.
He was awesome.
They kind of made him look like that in 11 then. So like 11 was out and then the movie came out. I'm like, we're gonna give you skins that look like the movie characters.
I know. I hate
And they
to do-
totally changed Shang Tsung to look like movie Shang Tsung.
Yeah, I hate to bring another wrestling reference into this, but didn't the one game look like Ace Austin, or not Ace Austin, Austin Aries?
Yeah, Kano looks like Austin Aries in 11.
Yeah.
And then like, make him look like movie Kano.
Yeah. With the red hair, red
Yeah.
beard. Yeah.
And then you get classic Kano too.
So in closing here, Nikolai, Anthony, I'm sorry, trying to get you involved here a little bit. Mortal Kombat, was it ever up your alley? Did you ever play more in the movie realm?
None of it.
Not at all.
Not one.
Were you just not allowed? Were you not allowed to have
No, it wasn't even that. It was
Are you a fighting game guy? Do you like fighting games?
not particularly, but it's also because like I'm more drawn to things that I already know.
Okay.
So like when Freddy Krueger got introduced, I was like, oh, that's cool. I never played it, but I was like, oh, that's
Did
great.
you buy it just to have the DLC?
No.
'Cause I know you're kind of weird like that
No.
too. You'll buy something.
I mean,
like that.
yeah, I am like that, but no. But like when Marvel vs. Capcom came out, that I played because they were characters I knew.
Mhm.
Um,
It was cool
So
to
it
have
was
like
the
Marvel
same.
fighting Resident Evil and stuff.
yeah.
No.
So I think it's more that I just didn't know any of them. They were not anything like,
So I thought you might have got into 10 or 11 because I know Brian used to like really hype him up.
yeah,
Yeah,
they did. I just never.
I thought they
Then
almost
the
had
story
you.
modes are fun in that because
Yeah.
as you play and then you play as different characters.
The Injustice stories were. I hate fighting games, but the Injustice stories, I
Yeah,
would
it
just
turned out
button
I'm a
easy.
mash.
button masher.
Yeah.
I would fucking put it to
I'm
super
a button
easy. I
masher.
would button mash just to see
Oh,
the
God.
stories because they were so good.
I don't believe in that.
Did you play, Anthony?
I played more from Mortal Kombat 9 and up. I did play a little bit of Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. I will say my main complaint with Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, it felt very like kind of like clunky. They didn't move right. Like they were like very slow.
Yeah.
It's like if you're gonna make a Mortal Kombat versus DC, they, like I don't care if it's teen or whatever, but they should be able to move fast since most of these characters
Or
are
super
very
speed.
yeah.
Especially the Flash.
Yeah.
Slow flash.
I want to say probably one of my favorite things that they did add was RoboCop and Jason Voorhees. So I
Yeah.
thought those were two cool characters. That
The
they threw in.
guest stars are pretty cool.
Yeah, 'cause
And every
they
game
get
gets
really
at
cool
least 2.
Mhm.
fatalities because
Yeah.
I think Jason had 2 of his kills from the movie.
Probably, yeah.
Where he took like the pickaxe and threw it on the javelin,
Yeah, I
and,
never-
and then like
Oh, okay, yeah. I
or,
never
like,
downloaded
the
them.
jaw
so.
rip. I think he just a jaw rip in the game.
But if you
They-
do wait, they always release like the gold or the super edition where all the DLC is.
It's like the game and the DLC like
Yeah,
a year
I'll take it,
later
yeah.
for like $40.
Yeah. So if you can wait, that's what I did with 11. I was like, I get everybody. This is awesome.
Yeah.
So what was the storyline that brought in Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade's kid? When did she
That was
first start
11.
here?
So,
11.
or I mean 10. Sorry.
10.
Yeah. So 10, 9 was real big, right? And like, okay, let's make 10. Well, let's give you a bunch of new characters. Not a good thing. No one likes that.
Yeah, sneak him in.
Yeah, because they take away old characters. You give
Oh,
you
yeah.
give a couple.
Yeah.
Not
Don't
half the
take away
fucking
any.
roster. So then you get, where's Johnny Cage? You can't be Johnny Cage, but you can be his daughter, Cassie Cage, because now it's 15 years in the future. And she's, well, 18 or whatever. And she's grown up and she has some of the moves Johnny does, but not all of them. And some of the moves she does have aren't as good. So they get together because Johnny Cage likes Sonya the whole time.
Yeah.
And
That was way
in
throughout the
Earthrealm,
movies and
because
stuff,
they're
right?
like fighting off the Outworld, which is the bad
Mhm.
guy Shao Kahn and Melina with Barack and all that. So then they have Cassie, and then Cassie's friends with Jack's kid, Jackie Briggs, who
Mhm.
is a shitty Jax. And then they have like this guy with a bow that only appeared in that, and like everyone was controversy. He's bisexual. Who gives a shit? He's killing people in the game. He was like,
I
Liu
love when
Kang's
people
brother.
latch onto that.
Yeah, he's bisexual, but
Like, why does
they're
that matter?
literally killing people in the game.
Yeah.
That's okay.
We literally have the devil at our concert.
Yeah.
You're worrying about
Yeah.
bisexual.
Wait, you might have said this before. Was the movie first and then the games? Or
No.
No,
No.
the games
Game
are first.
first.
Yes,
The games
the
are first.
movie
and then
came
it's
out
on the movies.
like after 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then the
Yeah,
second one
early
came out from
90s.
I don't remember
So
if I
the
saw
movie-
it first or played the games
Yeah.
first, but I only ever played the characters that I knew from the movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I didn't know anybody else. I was just
These are
like, I don't know any of
$500
these people.
glasses, you
Yeah.
asshole.
Like, I don't know any of these other characters.
If you
I'm not
had to
playing
be
with them.
strapped onto a chair and watch on repeat for an entire day,
Yeah.
the original Mortal Kombat or
Well-
the original Street Fighter?
Well,
Oh, I
Mortal
thought you were
Kombat because it's
saying-
much better. The original
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat movie is pretty good.
yeah.
Original Street Fighter is fucking. Well, there is only one Street Fighter movie. It's
Yeah.
awful. Well, there's one with Chun Li, but it's really bad. Street
Yeah.
Fighter sucks.
Yeah.
The game, the movie.
Okay, Street Fighter or Mario.
That's what I was saying.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
I'll take Street Fighter.
Over Mario.
Yeah.
I don't know if
So-
I saw the Street Fighter movie. I played one of the games.
There
I
is
saw it a very long
Street
time
Fighter,
ago.
the game, the movie, the game. So it's the game about the movie about
Oh,
the game. I
oh
have
my
it for
God.
Sega Saturn.
Jesus.
It's awful.
God, Sega Saturn. I
Yeah.
haven't heard that in forever either.
Anything in closing for Mortal Kombat?
I don't know, one of my favorite things. I was there for all of it, man.
Yeah.
I grew up with it. So that's why I knew all the characters from day one.
I'm familiar with them, but when like 2 and 3, when they started adding those like
Well, then when they added the
different color robots and
Yeah.
smokes and just
Yeah, I don't know
Reptile,
about
but now
any
he's
of
in purple. I was like, I'm out. I'm
Oh,
done.
yeah, but it wasn't Reptile. It was Rain, baby. He had lightning powers.
Yeah.
It's the same characters.
You had
No,
you
it
had to
wasn't.
be
Yeah,
into
it was the
I
same-
only knew
It was the same
Reptile, Scorpion,
palette, but
Yeah.
it was a different
and
character.
Yeah.
And now they
the
changed
blue
their
ones,
outfits
yeah.
where they totally look different.
Sub-Zero.
That's it.
And that was like one of the most popular ones,
Yeah.
Sub-Zero.
I guess I
Those
have
are
to
the
do
only
one
ones I
more.
knew.
We have to do one more time. We have to do one more wrestling reference. Mortal Kombat then made it into WCW with
Oh, Glacier.
Glacier and Morbius.
Oh yeah, because they
Bad knockoff.
how
Yeah.
popular MK3 was. Like, and when Glacier first came out, the first night he had the exact same outfit that he had the Sub-Zero has in Mortal Kombat 3, even with the scar on his face.
Yep.
And then
Oh.
Midway came and said, "Nah, you can't do that."
Yeah,
And that's when they changed Glacier's outfit, and he got rid of the scar.
And then Morbius was supposed to be like a
Mortis.
reptile. Mortis was supposed to be like a reptile.
Yeah, and then Wrath. They were gonna make more characters. They thought this would be so popular. The kids will love this because they love Mortal Kombat. Let's make almost the same character.
They almost tried to make a wrestling federation with Mortal Kombat characters.
Yeah, and then we'll make a game off them.
Yep.
Except they didn't take off. Mortis looked cool. Mortis
Yeah.
looked awesome. Wrath was kind of
That's how influential
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat was, that it almost spawned an entire division
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
in a major wrestling company.
and Glacier was just Sub-Zero.
And
Yeah.
honestly, if you really want to talk about it, the theme song from the 90s movie, not the second one, the
Yeah.
first one, is still alive and popular to this day. It's played at hockey games. It's played at the baseball games. It's the
Oh,
hockey games a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's popular.
Yeah, I hate techno, but that's a great song.
Yeah.
And it fits because I remember when 10 was coming out or 11. Yeah, 10 was coming out, and they put out a video, but they put some stupid rap song. And everyone's like, this doesn't fit at all.
No.
What the fuck are you doing? And people are like, oh, you don't you don't like this, you're racist. No.
It
What the
doesn't
fucking
fit.
techno
Give me
music?
the original.
And then a couple weeks later, same video was out. Now it has the techno music. And I was like, all right, thank
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't ruin something.
Yeah.
when it's
All
good.
us 90 babies are like, yay, thank you.
you. Yeah. like I like metal, but it doesn't work for everything. I don't want metal music in a Mario game because it doesn't make sense.
Make sure you write this next part down. We're gonna close
Then he
out
doesn't
here.
want
Fuck you,
Mario.
Heidi.
He doesn't want metal in Mario.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, Andy, what do you got to plug and
Oh
what
my
t-shirt are
God.
you wearing? Mostly your
So I do not own a Mortal Kombat shirt. How about that? I must have over the
I
years.
fucking love this shirt.
So this shirt is a Smash Brothers smashed up with Mortal Kombat, and it's Princess Sonya Blade from Mortal Kombat 3, except she's not green, she's pink, versus Kotal Khan, but it's not Kotal Khan, it's Bowser's Kotal Khan,
I
who
fucking love Bowser.
was in Mortal Kombat 10.
Where'd you get that shirt?
Koopa.
And I believe I got it
Says-
from Ripped. Yeah, Koopa Khan.
Rip Tees.
Yeah, R-I-P-T.
I have a Bowser patch coming in. I love it.
And go buy Dark Knights of Steel because it's very good.
Side note, Kotal Khan is actually an Aztec god in
Mhm.
Aztec mythology, if you didn't know.
And he is in Mortal Kombat. And
Yeah.
he defeats Shao Kahn, and that's when you defeat the
Yes.
ruler of Outworld, you
We
become the Khan.
we didn't even like.
There's
Here's the thing.
Kotal
Here's the
Khan.
thing with Mortal Kombat. We just talked about the video games.
Oh, if you talk about the characters, you'd be talking for years.
The universe of
Yeah.
that, where there's like the Nether realm,
Mhm.
the,
Yep.
the
Earth realm,
the
Outworld.
Earth realm, Outworld. They're all these realms and all these different universes, and Earth 1s and Earth 2s
Mhm.
are all
Mhm.
in different planes, and then they have representation.
And the Elder Gods.
Yeah.
Raiden,
So essentially,
Fusion.
what it gets to is each of these realms send their best fighters to become the leader of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it
And
wasn't-
then the winner
realms
takes
wanna
over a realm.
Yeah, and then Shao Kahn's trying to take over Earth realm.
Yeah.
And then the Elder Gods are trying to stop him. And then Scorpion gets involved. And it
Yeah.
was all some feuds and stuff like that.
All right. Anything else you want to plug?
I know you're gonna plug the podcast.
You plug one of the podcasts.
Okay.
You pick
I'm
one.
not plugging this one. So if you like Wrestling Tornado Tech Podcast every Thursday. Thursday's Macho Man, baby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A little bit of
Macho Man.
none of the
Episode.
do something to be so.
He's the guy from Spider-Man, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's it. That's all I know.
is
Yeah.
He's the Slim Jim. He's the Slim Jim.
Oh,
one.
Slim Jim
Yeah.
guy. Got it.
Slim
Got
Jim
it.
guy.
Got you for 3 minutes.
I say that for about every wrestler
Yeah.
in a similar voice of that. I'm like, oh, Slim Jim guy.
You
Macho
get
Man.
down here.
Macho Man's one of the most influential. Like, I mean, you don't even watch wrestling, but you know who Macho Man is.
I don't
That's
know
all
who
he
he
kept-
is.
that's all
If
he
you
kept
tell me he's
saying.
the wrestler in Spider-Man, I know who he is.
Yes.
I didn't
But I
know
mean,
that.
if you see him and you hear his voice,
You
you're
know,
like,
Sure.
is that the guy from Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Well, you'd say that's Macho Man.
Yeah.
You might not know Randy Savage, but
Yeah.
you'd say Macho Man. Yeah.
He's just fuck. He sticks in your brain.
Yeah.
You see him once, you're like, that doesn't leave you.
No,
That's not the guy that I meant.
What?
That's not the guy. I
Yeah, you
met
met
at
Shawn
Monster
Michaels.
Mania.
Yeah.
But the whole time in line, they were
Oh,
saying
yeah.
Slim Jim.
They associate every wrestler.
That's probably why he was rude
Yeah.
to me. He probably heard us the whole time.
The whole time.
Hi, Randy.
What did you
No, the whole time in their line, they're like, they're making fun of the fact that he's a wrestler because they
Yeah.
don't like wrestling. And they're like, oh, you're about to meet the Slim Jim guy. Snap it to a
I
Slim
just
Jim.
do that because it makes Tony mad.
Right? So they're in line to meet my fucking childhood favorite wrestler. And then like she's like, he was a dick. I'm like, because you guys are probably fucking assholes. And then
No.
and then
there's
We
no
were
way he
fine
heard
at the
us.
table.
then
Yeah.
he fucking looks up at her and
Yes.
she fucking
He didn't
Cross-eyed.
warn me. He didn't warn me.
I fucking hate all of you. Nikolai, what do you got to
What
plug?
Slim Jim was he going for?
Plug your fucking shit.
Nacho cheese.
So
Okay. What's your
Fucking my
shirt,
whole-
Nikolai?
Ruined my whole childhood.
as usual, I have my Fright Rag shirt on. It's one of their new trick or treat shirts of the trick or treaters from the bus.
Oh,
That
I
crash in
wanted
the
that
pit.
One.
I don't know if they have any more or not. I'm sure they do though.
Tomorrow, Krampus shirts.
Yes,
Oh,
and I'm
wow,
super
nice.
excited because the gingerbread man gets his own shirt.
Yeah, I saw. I meant to tell you.
Oh,
about
you
that.
mean the ginger dead man?
No, that's a
Oh.
whole other story. With Gary Busey, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
he's still alive too.
Gingerbread.
Yeah, he's-
Okay.
Gingerbread, if you break it down, ginger stands for.
The devil.
Yeah. No, he always has acronyms for everything.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anything else you want to plug?
No, I'm all good.
Okay.
Well, while you're cutting, because you're, I mean, we'll do it at the end. Go ahead. Anthony.
Okay.
So
The shirt you're wearing, by the way, I'm jealous I didn't fucking buy it when it was on sale. Such a good shirt.
I will speak about this one. It is a shirt from Shirt Punch, and it's
In the mic.
oh, oops, I'm so not used to it. The shirt is basically a parody of one of the My Chemical Romance albums,
Yeah.
and it's Wanda, or Scarlet Witch and Vision.
It's so good. Such a good shirt.
Oh, I just noticed it now. 3 Cheers for the Children. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're morphing into their black and white version.
Yeah. It's a My Chemical Romance WandaVision shirt.
Oh, see, I don't get the My Chemical Romance
a
at all.
band.
It's cool. It's
They're-
Wanda and
Love
Scarlet
it.
Witch.
They do
Love
that
it.
with a lot of them, but they're good every time.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be happy seeing them a million.
Like I have the Godfather Crypt Keeper shirt where it's literally
Mm.
like Marlon Brando, except it's a Crypt Keeper. He's sitting there petting a cat. Yeah, it's awesome. Such a good movie. You stop. It's such a good movie. It's too long for you.
It's
Though.
like, oh, I'm never in my life.
Yeah, you would never watch it.
I'm gonna read all the books and then watch all the movies.
Oh my
That's
god.
my
When you
plan.
start watching the movies, I'll watch them with you.
Okay.
What else? Anything else? you want
And
to
I'll be dead by the
By the time
I'll be
finish the book-
75.
Listen, I have the head key at home if you want to borrow it. I really do.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
does that? Never mind.
It was
No,
all
it
right.
doesn't do it. No.
No, it doesn't
You're,
get that
yeah, you're
high.
canceled.
If I give her
You're
the
done.
key, will
You're
that?
done.
I mean, if you throw in the right kind of videos into the door, it might give her
I just
ideas,
thought I put the key on.
give her
her.
new skills,
And then-
but I don't think it'll.
I mean, she doesn't need the skill. They just need her to participate.
We're done now.
I would hope she has the skill because there's such a thing as a bad blowjob.
Oh God.
I'll tell you what. This
I-
new haircut,
Mhm.
fucking
get here?
crazy.
Stop.
No hair on the way.
Ponytail.
It's a different game.
Okay, if you say so.
Yeah, we gave it. a test.
Anyway,
Moving on.
Heidi's blushing.
Anthony, you have anything to plug?
the other thing I wanted to plug is because I found out just today that they Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. They announced that the second character out of the 3 that they're going to be releasing over the next 2 months.
Is that a fighting game?
Yes, it is, and it's kind of like Street Fighter where you can have up to 3 people, like 3 different characters at once on your team. The character is Poisandra, and she kind of has one of the other villains, Sledge, there as like a teammate. With the pack, they also already had the Black Mighty Morphin for Adam, which he's actually in his ninja suit, which I thought was cool. So it's like the movie, kind of where they actually get like the ninja outfits and
Oh,
stuff.
okay, cool.
Is there multiples of like, let's say, like, is there like different Black Rangers and different Blue Rangers in it?
So far, for the Black Rangers, it's Ninja Adam and I believe the Mastodon Sentry, and the Mastodon Sentry is more of like the comic book stuff.
Okay. Which I heard are very good by Boom. There's Mighty
Mhm.
Morphin and then Power Rangers.
Dude, people who stuck with that universe, they're not upset they did.
Mhm.
Like they said that like for most people that are still in Power Rangers, like yo, they came up with a good story. I personally couldn't. I was a kid in the first generation and then I stopped.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's me too.
Yeah. When they became Space Rangers, that was that the second iteration when they were no
I
longer
think
like
that was third.
what was the
Right.
second generation?
Turbo second?
Turbo. Was Turbo?
Let's see.
I
It
have
went.
no idea.
They're big in Disney too, like because I guess
Yeah,
Disney
Disney-
owns the rights to them.
Oh, really?
Disney had rights
Really?
for some of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you go to
After-
Disney, like some of the turbos,
I
and
didn't
the
know that.
ninjas,
Is it all
or-
on Disney Plus? Like everything?
then they had like then they had
That's
like
him
No,
question.
I think Hasbro got the rights to everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're not
For
on
the
Disney
toys.
Plus. That I
the
see.
original seasons on Netflix, I believe.
Hasbro has
They
a lot of
actually-
shit.
on
Mhm.
YouTube have like all the old episodes playing.
Oh wow.
So like if you wanted to watch them, they even do like live streams where they have the whole series of whatever one you wanted to watch. You could just go and watch it for however long they were going to stream it.
Cool. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All right. What do you got?
I have my crystal class on Friday. I have a few people signed up, so I think I have about 6 people. Everybody's welcome to come. It's about $20. It's talking about all crystal formations, different like the fairy wisps and stuff inside this generator, what the metaphysical property and stuff is to them, shaman's portals, all that kind of jazz. I also want to plug my girlfriend's new Facebook page and tarot reading business. Her name is Jackie, and the page is called The Eclectic. So you can get in contact with her for some
The
tarot
electric,
readings.
the electro.
The eclectic. That's her.
Yeah.
The eclectic.
in the eclectic city.
Yeah. She.
And also, her
The
classes are at
eclectic?
Tree of
The
Life
eclectic,
Metaphysical
that's
Shop.
what-
So
I didn't see see. Here's the thing with the new Facebook stuff. She shared something in us, and I clicked to see what was shared, and it wouldn't show me.
Huh.
Oh.
So I have to like physically find her page, then go to it, then go to her post and see what was shared by
Yeah.
us. So I don't know what it was, but thank you for sharing our content.
Yeah, and we were actually giving out your stickers on Saturday at the end.
Our
of the
stickers.
cool.
Yeah, our
Our
stickers.
And what's her page then?
The eclectic.
Okay, just the eclectic.
Yep.
And not like the eclectic.
Sounds like a
I'll
good
send it
tag
to
team
ya.
name.
Yeah, it does
The
actually.
eclectic,
So I want to give a good shout out to her. She's been a good friend, and she's really good at her readings too.
and
So,
she's supportive of the podcast,
Yeah.
which we love that.
so hi, Jackie.
Heidi, what you got? What's your new hair?
I got this really awesome sweatshirt,
Where's it from?
Bucks Lunch, which I think is like Hot Topic.
It's
So,
basically like non-emo Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
better
That's the
made
best
than
way to
Hot
describe it.
Topic?
I
though?
think they're the same
it's-
company.
It's the same
Like
company because
because-
my credit card said Hot Topic.
Okay,
Oh.
because I noticed some Hot Topic employees. Then when Box Lunch opened, they were over there, and I'm like,
Ah.
"What is going on? Did you quit and then jump ship
Yeah.
to this other store that's basically the same?"
They're like we're
Anyway,
more into this
Jurassic
box.
Well, is
Park,
Box
so-
Lunch now like the old Hot Topic? Like,
It's like
No.
less emo.
Box
Less
Lunch
soft.
is Disney threw up inside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
90s cartoons, like they have Avatar
Everything.
stuff.
we're never getting
anime.
we're never
Friends.
getting the original Hot Topic.
So it's a
back to, like,
non
No.
a non-music hot topic.
Yeah, we need dildos
Yeah.
back in
Just-
Hot Topic.
Well, there might be some
you-
like band shirts. I'm not sure. I didn't
Yeah.
look that much. into it,
Honestly,
but-
you might get the original Hot Topic back if Box Lunch blows up enough where they're like, we don't need our trend stuff in 2 stores.
Yeah.
Actually,
Well, they just like make
that
it
was
look
Spencer's the
modern.
dildos, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spencer's.
Hot
I was gonna say,
Topic
I don't
did.
re-
If you walked in the Reading store, it was back all the way to the right.
Okay then.
All right.
Somebody noticed that the Selinsgrove store never had that. That's the store I always went to.
No, I was in that one once.
No dildo.
It was a little one though.
No.
It wasn't very big.
That's what she said. All I got to plug is check out the
Well,
network.
I was gonna plug TBI.
Do we have an idea of what we want to do next week? I mean,
Weren't we supposed to
thought
watch
we-
The Witcher or Teenage
Mutant
Mutant Ninja Turtles?
yeah, that's
If
what
you wanna, you do something else.
2
No, I'm
weeks.
cool.
2 weeks.
I think in 2 weeks we'll do it again. You could host the show and do the topic. You'll do Ninja Turtles, and then kind of give everyone an idea because we have a few new people and kind of the idea
Yeah.
of what we do for a topic, so you guys can like when you do it now, like I kind of see what he did there. It's
Not anything, just an overview of this.
yeah, just
franchise.
when you take notes, don't just completely read a Wikipedia page and then not practice before you do it because it'll show, especially when you freak out.
What if I
Mhm.
said Mortal Kombat was cute?
I'm not taking any digs there. Yeah, I'm just saying, Andy you did a great job tonight
No,
on
thank
the
you.
topic.
Very
Yeah.
Well, it's all
like
here.
thorough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
learned
good.
a lot for something I've
Yeah.
never done.
And
Yeah,
that,
I didn't realize there was that many games.
and that's what
I
we
wonder
want.
how many hours I
shows
spent
even.
playing that because I just played 11 before I moved,
Yeah,
and
this
Half
is
of your life.
it's
probably.
kind of what I want to do
Yeah.
is I want to challenge everyone to bring something to the table that maybe not someone's into, and it's not a thing where like, hey, I have to go watch it or I have to go be a part of it to understand the topic. If the topic is something you're not into, I don't expect everyone to do the research. Like the whole idea is for you to learn. Like the best way to describe this is like a lunchroom table and you're telling your friends about what you're into and they may not be into it, but maybe by the end of it you're like, oh, that's fucking cool. You know what I mean? and it just opens you up to something new in the pop culture world.
Where's the food?
When we get
Broadway,
when we
there's no food.
when we get mute buttons, you can come back. We'll just start doing snacks again.
it's not working.
So are we? When's the comic coming out? The one that we're all gonna read.
Later this month, the 27th.
Okay, so we'll do that like next month or something.
Yeah, that'll start.
Yeah,
That'll
give
incorporate
people
in.
time. I know it's only one issue, but you give them whenever it comes out, the next one that's after.
Yeah, and great job bringing up the music today and the video game
that's
stuff.
new.
So another thing too is when we do it, send photos. So we'll
Send nudes.
Send nudes. We'll put your nudes up on the screen.
My God.
We're trying to listen. If crystals don't get it, we're going to boobs. That's all there is to it. Heidi's starting an OnlyFans. So if you really want to see with the new hair, you want to see some stuff.
I'm gonna sell my socks
and underwear, right?
Yeah.
All right.
People buy socks apparently. And bras. And
Really?
bras. Yeah, you could put your
Fucking
bras
do
in
it.
your socks.
Do it. Why not?
Yeah.
Just think what you could sell them for. You could buy several more and wear them and then sell them again.
I need I need a couple bucks for. I'm almost done equipment. I'm almost done that equipment list. It's a lot, but I'm almost done. So Heidi's gonna sell some underwear. So everyone, if you're interested,
Special Patreon edition.
yeah. Yeah, check out the network, iwpnetwork.com. Leave a review if you have if you made it this far and you haven't left a review. I don't know what you're doing with your life.
It helps with the search function.
It does.
Like
it
I
does.
said, the only place I find podcasts, unless someone tells me, I just go on iTunes or the Apple Podcast app, whatever.
And it's like what's
and I
trending
typed
now.
in like when I found Krypton Podcast, I just typed in cryptids.
Yeah.
And what came up, and I was like, let me try these podcasts. Some sucked, some were good. And Krypton, I was like, this is really good.
Yep.
But I didn't know, like I didn't see it on Facebook because I wasn't liking anything on the page, so it didn't come up in my algorithms.
Yeah, and even if you're like, hey, I only really like consuming the podcast on Facebook because it makes it easy and I don't have to leave Facebook.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's great. And like, but if you can help us go over into YouTube and hit a subscribe, or go on Spotify if you use it and follow and hit the bell, or if you're on Apple, go and hit it and give a subscribe, give a 5-star. Those reviews really, really help us. And if you don't have Apple, you can go on the website and click on the show and click on a review and leave a review for us, and we'll read it on the show. We did just add a new feature for every show. It may not be for this one unless, I mean, you really got to blow us away if you really want to be a guest on this one. If not, we might have to adjust some stuff.
If you're like an author that has something coming out,
yeah,
something like that.
So essentially what we have on our website also is a guest form. So you have to go on there and fill out the form. The reason for that is it's something I probably should have did in the beginning it's a guest form. So what it's going to do is you're going to have to agree to do the show, and if you're agreeing to do the show, so someone can't turn around and be like, well, I don't want you to use it now. It's like, you sign the agreement, you're on it. You know what I mean? Because like our time is valuable too. If you're making content, or 10 years from now you're like, I want you to remove my episode, that kind of covers us a little bit. So if you have a past episode,
tiny bit.
Yeah, so it's just that's there, and then obviously it's going to put your information in there in a photo, and then after you fill that out and the episode airs, that information transfers over to a guest page that's going to come to the podcast soon. I have to go back through every show, everything, and review who was on it, and I want to put people's guest spots on. So when you go on the thing, like, these are the people who were guests on our podcast.
Okay.
So it's going to take me a while to get them on there, but that's going to be something I'm going to work on. And we're also working on getting better on social media. So come talk to us on the community page, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and come chat with us. Let us know what you thought of the show. Reviews, like I said, take that screenshot and let us know what you think. Feedback is super, super helpful. So let us know what you think. And it really, really appreciate it. Tornado Tag Podcast, I think it's like its 8th or 9th time entering the top 250 on Apple Podcasts in North America, which is it's a cool accomplishment. There's thousands and thousands of wrestling podcasts.
I would assume there's tons and tons.
And there's so many really, really good ones. And there's so many people who are in the business.
There's so many bad ones.
Yeah. And there's so many ones that are in the business with people who have way more experience than us, or have more insight on stuff than we do. And we're still getting ranked in. We beat the Bump again. We were ranked higher than the Bump for a little bit, which is a WWE podcast.
Oh,
yeah. So
it's because it's the shits.
Yeah. So fuck you, Bump. No, I'm joking. So it really, really helps those reviews and helping us out on audio and all that stuff, because it puts us in a spot where we can say, hey,
and then it helps in the search. If you have better ratings and more stars, you will come up higher in the search,
and follows and all that stuff.
So like, okay, when you search in wrestling podcasts and the first 20 that come up, well, we might not be in the 20, but more reviews than we are in the 20.
Yeah.
And then someone sees, oh, let me check that out. Like when I was doing for cryptids, you know.
Yeah, and tell a friend. Word of mouth definitely helps out. So
tell a wrestler, telegram, telephone,
tell everybody.
If you are listening, like I said, if you're watching this back later or you're listening, there's also every social media app has a share button. So share it. Be like, hey, I listen to this podcast. I think they're terrible. go listen to them too.
Man,
Or you think they're awesome.
That's traction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Bad publicity is good publicity. Listen, at the end of the day, you're going to do it anyway because we have crystals now that are going to make you do things.
Well, I was just going to say, it takes what you had posted something earlier about a vote, which I did go vote for that guy. It takes like 4 seconds to be a nice person. And if you want to put good juju out into the world and get something good back, it's an easy way without spending money to put good out into the world.
Oh yeah,
to go to some
free.
Yeah, if you can't support the Patreon, we understand. If you can't buy a T-shirt, we understand. But it costs nothing to share.
It costs nothing. It costs nothing to leave the review if you like us, or even if you like us a little bit. Like, come on, give us a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, whatever. But give us a review. You know.
First review gets free pair of panties from Heidi. There you go.
No.
Okay, you have to pay, but you still get them.
I'll tell you what. Heidi has been killing
free
it.
Pair of socks.
She's been killing it on OnlyFans. She just doesn't know it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, that's a joke. She's not really.
Take pictures you can't see. So that's all like candidates.
People looking on OnlyFans for Heidi now.
Yeah, she's on Patreon. It's under iwepnetwork.com. All right, we'll see you guys next time. What's it? Oh, that we have. Oh, that's another thing we're talking about. Tarantino episode. So
yes,
yeah,
I would love a Tarantino episode.
Let's do that.
So we're out of here.
I better watch 1 or 2 movies.